one and only thing. This is Chip Chat. Welcome to Chip Chat. I'm your host, Chip. Who are you, Des?
You just told him.
All right, why are you so giddy? Just
All right.
let's get this out of the way.
Let's just get it out of the way right now.
You want to play this music? He's gloating. This is how British people gloat. Quietly, with their eyes closed. Okay. Yeah, these are the champions. It's not supposed to be we are the champions.
Sorry, Heineken.
All right. How long is this? So I don't know because we're not. I'm never going to hear this song. I'm never going to hear this. I'm never watching.
Arsenal is back.
Yeah,
in the Champions League.
Who did you play?
PSV.
Yeah, and you
smoked them 4-0.
There you go. Okay, good.
Woo!
Have you got that out of your system?
Woo! Now? I feel great.
All right, we're gonna talk about round football later. Too.
Yes,
and we've got pointy football on TV. So
yeah, we do.
In pointy football, my life is going great.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, was I on this show where I said you 6-0? I called the 6-0 start.
Yeah. Well,
it's my only test touchdown. Only one I put out this year.
One. Yeah. Producing a song for or anything else.
I gave the biggest one you needed. 6-0 to start the season.
Well, so we squeaked that one, but so it's weird because pointy football good, round football bad, like all of the bad, but round baseball very good. Unless
Stephen A. Smith is throwing one tonight. If anybody's seen that one, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, that's
a bounce pass. Yeah. It's crazy. But Josh Harris got it across the plate.
That's right. So
I didn't like that.
There's hope for him. And when I become a Crystal Palace fan, that's going to be why. Because my team's about to get relegated.
Yeah, Crystal, great stadium.
Sure.
Great stadium.
It's one of those London teams. They're all basically the same to me.
But that's a nice, good square stadium inside a nice neighborhood. Shape. My cousin lives very close to that.
Good job for Washington football team East.
There you go. God.
If San Diego was Washington West for all those Norv Turner years and stuff.
That is true.
So they were the R-word West. And then, Palace is what the fuck's East.
There you go. Cool.
I'll take it.
Yeah, all right. Let's run with it.
Anyway, this is a very special edition.
Yes, pack show.
It's always a special edition, but this is a very special edition because we have a special guest who's a real radio guy.
Yes.
Black Liq is going to be here. He is a DJ on WRIR.
And you have the shirt.
I had a lot of shirts to choose from.
Shout out to Richmond Independent Radio.
Yeah, I'm a sustaining member of WRIR.
Dope.
And
it's a really good shirt.
From 2017, I think. Dynamite station. I love good college radio and independent radio. It's a low power station, but you can stream it. You should. I recommend it. It's really good. And you can stream Black Liq show. He's fantastic. Okay. Out of compliance, Kevin has had a really, really rough. I waited to print the show because I was like, I want to see what's going to happen. And then
he snubbed
again.
Zelensky.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, in order to get nothing.
Nothing.
We're going to cover.
You could leave with your dignity,
but
you could leave with it.
That's left a long time ago. No, but poor dumb Kevin.
Just say this is bad.
I don't feel bad for him though.
No, of course not.
He made his own bed.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about that. We have a special shout out to various friends of the show.
Yeah.
Who did some big stuff this week.
Really big stuff.
Which we're going to take credit for because
of course, you're going to take credit.
They're famous because of us.
I don't do that on the show.
And that's how that works, right? Okay, Alabama sucks. We have a whole segment on how Alabama sucks. And it's not just one story.
Oh, yeah.
There are lots of stories about how much Alabama sucks.
Saban couldn't be great forever.
It's not.
As I run back off air conversation.
No, that's fine. I'm not.
I'm
not a Nick Saban fan.
And guess who won again?
Who won again? I mean,
prime time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Colorado.
You know what? We need to talk about that.
Eventually we need to get to that
because it's one of these things where I'm watching people who have no idea about college football getting really, really into the hype of this.
Of course.
But they're not understanding that, we're first of all just a couple of games into the season, and these aren't real games. And it's not like, wait till he's in a real conference and this real, and they're all like, oh, he's going to transfer everybody. I was like, do you think the SEC is going to run out of players? Do you think he's going to sweep up everything?
No, but think about a lot of Saban teams had a lot of great players sitting on the bench.
Right.
Tua is one I think of. And I think that is where, not just in Colorado, but I can't believe I'm sitting here talking college. So I can't believe only Deion Sanders would bring me back to talk back in. He would bring me back to talk about college football. God, I miss NCAA and EA Sports.
Right.
It's good times. But when you have these players who are really good, who aren't going to get the playing time, you on the transfer portal now can say, hey, along with NIL, like you can go into your local car dealership and say, yo, we got to do X, Y, and Z.
I'm all for that. He's going to be able to do that. Parity. But this idea that it's going to unseat Bama and Georgia and Michigan.
Georgia, maybe not, because I think Georgia's been doing this, but
it's not. They're not going to.
Alabama is. I think. Yeah. Georgia is already unseated Alabama.
No, I know, but it's not like one guy.
And when they expand the playoffs, it will.
It's not like Deion Sanders is going to make Alabama into a second-tier team by siphoning off all their players. It's not going to happen because the path to the league still runs through Tuscaloosa.
For now, but it hasn't always been.
It hasn't always been there, but it's not going to stop being there.
But it has.
Breaking news.
When is the last time he's won?
Breaking news. Go look at the game that's on right now and count the number of players on that field.
But when has he
won? Breaking news. Brian is here.
To break up the monotony.
Haven't even gotten to the first break yet. You're sucked in. You're back. Give him his narcotic.
All right. If you haven't heard, within an hour ago, Rupert Murdoch has stepped down as chairman of Fox News.
Yeah, he
handed over to his baby boy, Lachlan, or whatever.
That's a better name.
Isn't that the guy with the face tattoo?
It might be.
Or he has a giant tattoo. Maybe it's not on his face.
Succession playing out right in front of your eyes.
I don't know. He's trying.
Or like Billions or
Succession
and Billions. You got to say the same.
Well, he's going to pay all that money. Yeah. That's why Rupert's stepping down. He hasn't got any more money to play. And now he's trying to hide his money.
Yeah. Rupert Murdoch doesn't have any more money. That's
all
funny.
You stupid Fox News viewers, this is what your master sounds like. And you're like, oh, yeah, America's great. Yeah. Sure they are. Get the kangaroos. Let's go.
And he also has the Wall Street Journal.
He owns all of you idiots.
He owns media.
You stupid rubes.
Oh, God.
Right. All right. Moving on. Also, Taylor Swift continues to be a big fan of this show.
Joe, rock the vote. Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she loves this show. Yeah. That's where she got the idea. You know that?
No.
Yeah,
you've taken credit for
she
lot.
She wrote me a long email about it. There were several songs in the email.
Okay.
But I didn't release them.
Of course
I was cool with it, and I was like, "Listen, Tay, you do what you need to do, man. We're with you."
It's a breakup song, or what is this?
Yeah, she's breaking up with Nashville. Is basically what's happening. Yeah, she likes a Bud Light. All right.
Me too, at a stadium.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, are you going to any stadiums lately? You're not playing in October. What do you care?
No, but the Nationals' last homestand against the Red Hot Braves. I will be going to whatever game, and this sounds very bad. That boy Strider is pitching because he's insane.
Yeah,
I need to go see. I've seen that once. I saw it once, and I was like, who is this guy? And now that he is now emerged as like one of the top pitchers,
it's one of those things.
Now, I got.
It's like I checked off all these games. Like when I was a kid, it's like I watched Nolan Ryan whoop the shit out of the Orioles. I watched Fernando Valenzuela whoop the shit out of the Orioles. Like I'm not there to see my team at that point. Baseball. I'm there to watch, a legend happen in front of me. Yeah.
And also too, the Braves, like outside of the O's, like that's what was fed to me as a youth.
Oh,
I
sure.
can't like that superstation shit. I can't really avoid.
Yeah.
Like
and
that was it.
That's what you could get.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just stay tuned. We're off next week, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
But coming into October, which you can't spell without O's.
That's a lot. I like that. I like that.
I have some new October gear, baseball themed gear that I'm going to bring out.
Oh, look, one of these playoff games, I'm going to in the MLB Network hat. You're going to see me with the MLB Network hat. I'm just going to be sitting there quietly enjoying baseball. I'm not going with a Nationals hat. That's disrespectful.
That's disrespectful.
I do have an old Orioles hat that I could bring out that actually, you know what?
I've got. I
I
mean,
got an
most
old-
of
I
mine
got
are
an
20
old-
years old. Or
Yeah, I got
whatever.
an old Orioles hat.
That one I had a few weeks ago was my newest Orioles hat. I was really proud of that one.
See, but that's also I'm not gonna sit here and fake. I'm very happy for that team. I love that team, but I won't go there and fake. So I'll wear my MLB Network hat. We'll leave it there.
How neutral.
Yeah, like when I go see the commies, I'll go wear
Switzerland?
the NFL referee hat.
All right, Switzerland. All right, you're in the music.
That's never happened.
Brian's playing us into our break.
That's
That's
awesome.
really impressive. All right, you got a word?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try.
Okay.
So sit back, grab some.
UEFA.
It's baseball time. You're listening to the best show, the only show, Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Sweeps.
Welcome back to Chip Chat here on Beltway Radio and beyond. I'm your host, Chip. With me is Tez.
What's Bobby up?
All right, so this segment is called shout outs, and then we'll do list time.
Cool. I can sit back for here because
Yeah.
shout outs is really you shouting out yourself.
Well, not exactly.
Okay. All right.
All right, so first we want to talk about, we've got two friends of the show who are longtime friends of the show. These guys both go back to our days in the shed behind my garage. So, you know, they've been with us through thick and thin. They predate you.
Yes.
These guys are like legit journos, and
Yeah.
they continue to come on our show, which surprises me to this day.
You should get awards for that.
Yeah, we should. Like a Murrow Award.
Oh,
Speaking
gosh.
of Murrow Awards,
right tomorrow.
J. Scott Smith, who has won several Murrow Awards, mostly for covering the riots in Philadelphia, but also for being on this show and tolerating us. He's been on TV on WPHL for a little while now. Right. Well, he just got the call. He is moving up to the anchor's desk at the Lancaster, PA NBC affiliate WGAL. He is going to be the weekend anchor there for both days. He's a big deal.
Not for long.
No, I'm sure he's gonna.
Not for long.
No, they're gonna. He's on.
So many people will be tuning in on the fucking weekend. They're
He's
like, "What's going on?"
ship.
Yeah, exactly. Not for long.
And if you're somebody who watches local news, you know the progression, right?
Right.
You go from being like the feature reporter to being the on the weekend desk, and then you're filling in for the weekday, and then eventually you're the weekend morning,
right?
Weekday morning, and that's it. You're
from there. Rocket ship.
So. J. Scott Smith, who got his start with us on Chip Chat, and we made him famous, has now moved on. So shout out to him. Big fan.
Yes.
I don't think he's going to come back on our show now.
Nah.
He's probably a little too big time now.
Yeah,
for
maybe
us.
It might be. Yeah, he's on TV.
I don't know. We're all good friends. He should give us a little something.
Yeah, but you know,
he was going to sneak us into that conference.
Yeah, he was. I should have took him up on that.
We really do need to figure out. Can I go to the conference?
Yes.
If I get a credential, I can go, right?
Yes.
On a black radio station.
Exactly. Right. What are you doing?
I mean, listen to the show for 5 minutes. I think
you'll have questions
qualify.
and you'll answer questions and it'll be over.
I'm like, well, yeah, here's my credentials and watch the show.
Exactly.
All right. Also, shout out to another journalism hero of ours who has been on this show a lot of times, even going back to our old studio back in Laurel.
Wow.
So he goes way back with us.
Wow.
Been on many things, but he's professor at Johns Hopkins, you know, kind of like a low grade gig. Writes for Rolling Stone, writes for Raw Story, writes for his own stuff, has written for NBC, did reporting for WAMU, there's all kinds of stuff. He is the man to know on the Hill, Matt Laszlo.
Yes.
Now, what did Laszlo do this week? He broke a story wide open in the most Laszlo way possible. He found in a bathroom on the baby changing table in the men's room in the Capitol. Shout out. That's a men's rights issue.
Yeah. I know
If
no
you
one
have a men's bathroom and no changing table, I hate
crazy.
you.
Yeah, I hate you.
I hate you because
yeah.
we're dads.
Yes, it's very
it is
yeah.
conceivable
Yeah.
that we might be out with our
yes.
baby and need to change them. But no, it couldn't possibly be.
I've changed some diapers and some
Yeah.
precarious situations.
Damn feminist stealing all the changing tables.
Whoa, now.
Whoa. Oh, that's
but
not
also
how that
too,
works?
yeah, but also as well too, you know damn well that the person, I love that it was on the changing table because they were using the changing table to sit something there. Because nobody in the
I know what he was using the changing table for. Yeah. So what Matt Laszlo found was left by another Matt, probably.
Oh God.
Is in it's a motion to file a notice to vacate of dumb Kevin. Folded in half. And it was probably left there by Matt Gaetz, who was probably sniffing coke off of that changing table. Because Lord knows there's not a lot of men changing babies in the Capitol.
My point. That's the point I was trying to get to. Yeah,
and
exactly.
Matt Gaetz doesn't like him quite that young.
Jeez,
he likes him 16.
Moving on.
That's his Venmo, not mine.
On. That is his Venmo.
All right, so shout out to Lasso and shout out to J. Scott Smith, both of which got their start here on Chip Chat. So thank you to both of you for helping make the world better.
Yes,
and bringing us along with you. Okay, but next up to be made famous by being on this show, we have a list here of people who have been or will be on this show. And the trick is for the listeners to tell us in the comments which of these names is real.
Okay.
Or
I'm not gonna have a.
I'm sorry. Which of these names is made up?
It's made up. Excuse me. I'm not gonna
have
all
real.
I'm not gonna have a street balls moment here.
No. I don't know. Maybe
maybe you can.
You want to get the first one?
Sure. Yeah. This is a funny one.
Do this one.
Number one.
Yeah.
Noten book.
Yeah. Or Noten book.
Noten book.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Street balls.
Street. I don't know. I feel like I thought this was more. Never mind. We'll get to it at the end. I thought it was more of a plate.
All right. Number two is who's the fact mem?
That's funny.
You might have to read that to get the joke.
Yeah, that's.
But if you speak Spanish and you get the joke,
yes.
Okay. Number three, go ahead.
Is this Mike Rofone?
Yeah, Mike Rofone.
Rofone.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's famous print reporter.
Yeah, of course.
Of course he is.
Of course he is.
Yeah. And number four is of course Celeste Headley.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the trick for the listeners is to tell us which of these people is made up. These are all names that sound pretty made up. So which of them is fake? And tell us in the comments.
Please.
Yeah. All right. We're going to catch up to
rate,
the show.
Review, subscribe.
Yeah, sure. What's the thing about smash that subscribe button? Like, it only matters if you do it once. Why do people say that?
That's funny. Actually.
You hear it in all the podcasts, right?
Lot.
And they're like, smash that subscribe button. It's like, once. Thank you.
I want you to use whatever device you're using. I don't want you to smash it.
No, but like, just hit it once. We don't need you to hit it 100 times. Yeah. What's the point of that? I don't understand that.
I don't know if that inflates the numbers. I don't think
it does. Bryan, does that inflate the numbers? Bryan knows things.
What?
When people hit subscribe and go click, 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 click,
back and forth.
Back and forth. Yeah, it'll just go up and down, up and down.
Oh God.
Right. Yeah, it goes, up, down, up,
Here,
down.
if you want to do something, make 100 different emails and then hit subscribe.
Yeah, there you go.
100. That's what you should do.
We definitely didn't do that. Shout out to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, by the way.
Yes.
All of a sudden, our biggest market.
So weird.
All of the people in Saskatoon are tuned in right now. There's 7 of them, but it's very good. I have no idea how this happens a lot.
Okay.
We'll randomly get a spike in one particular location. It's like we got real popular
Did
there.
everything else stop working?
No.
And this is all that was available?
No.
It's so weird.
Shout out to Mississippi too, by the way.
Yes.
Still the only state in the union that has never listened to us.
Okay. Yeah.
We geographically can prove that, by the way.
Okay.
Because they don't have the internet.
Stop that.
What? It's true. I'll show you.
Stop that. There's some great journalism outfits that come out of Mississippi.
That's true. Print journalism.
Print journalism.
And radio.
No.
Well, they have electricity, I guess. They can do radio.
It's just bad water.
Okay, that's fine.
It's just bad
Whose
water.
fault is that?
The man.
Yeah. No, it is.
It is the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Sweeps.
I'm the one that they said would never be shit. I mean, maybe they were wrong. I don't know. I'm the one they used to tell jokes about. The jokes kind of funny, though, I gotta admit. I'm the one from Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, you know, the place with the monuments, the races, all that other bullshit. I'm the one that's strange, famous. And you're not. Yo, I started where I started, did it all without a plan. I beat poverty with poetry and didn't have to dance. I made choice, I made chance, did it first, did it last. People tried to count me out, they couldn't do the math. I've been teaching for a minute, I still ain't got no class. First you get a record deal, then you get a piece of ass. Fuck that, peace of mind, give me itch, give me scratch. I get recognized in public even if I wear a mask. I'm strange famous. I used to run around with 6 CDs in my pocket. The joints was folded in paper case. I wrote on every single one of them joints by hand. I put my phone number on it and all that. Yo, niggas laughed at me. And I did that shit for years. I wouldn't come home till I passed them joints out. Every damn day. So when I say I earned this, I did. I used to ask myself a lot of questions all the time. What's the meaning? What's the reason? Why these thoughts all in my mind? Yo, man, I'm saying Comcast cut my cable off and shit. I ain't had the internet for 9 months. Man, that shit broke my heart. Lately, I've been having trouble talking about my feelings because I thought I didn't have any. Who knows what I'm concealing? Even though I do deliver, it's hard what I've been dealing. All these boards came with ceilings, but I'm way about my mind. Do it once, do it twice. I don't often roll the dice. I just keep them in my hand just in case I need a like. I'm so special, I'll be spoken. I'm non-fungible, the token. I'm the stick, I'm the finger. I keep poking, I keep hoping. I've been known to break the lingo. My word is never broken. I remember to remember. I forget it if I wrote it. I put odds in this verse so you see what I've been saying. They portray it, I don't play it. I am not the one to play with. I work 40-hour jobs just to have something to quit. Ask an artist for his record just to have something to skip. I'm not sorry, I am sorrow. Ain't a fuck that you can borrow. I just landed in your city. Y'all be out if by tomorrow. I'm strange, famous. Hey, I remember I used to dream and shit like this, yo. Shit, man, for real, I still do. I used to wake up, ever get fucked up all night. How many 40s you can drink on by writing rhymes and recording on a mic with a sock over it? I'm saying like a live mic. Yo, I'd be out till the sun came up and shit, man. Coming through the windows, burning my eyes and shit. But the best part is, I'm still doing that shit. I just happen to be sober now and friends with your mom.
So fucking good. That song is dope.
Welcome
as
back
shit.
to Chip Chat here on Beltway
I
Radio and
enjoyed that a
beyond.
lot.
I'm your host. Here with me is Ted.
What's Bobby?
That's our guest,
Yes.
Black Liq. That's one of his new songs. Well, not that new. I don't know. It's out this summer. So I've already had that record for a while. So it feels like it's
Strange Famous,
classic.
right?
Yeah, Strange Famous.
Just
It's a good record.
excellent.
Very
Excellent.
cool. Anyway, we're going to talk to him in a little while. Now we've come to the part of the show which is called The Rundown. This is where I tell you about some stuff that's gone on in the news. If we were professionals, it would sound like this.
From Beltway Radio and beyond in Washington, D.C., I'm J. Scott Smith. And this is the part of the hour where I tell you some stuff that's going on in the news.
See, wait till like
The
all
only
of
time,
Pennsylvania's watching him.
but this is the only time he'll be on the show now.
That's right. Yeah. Is that bump that he recorded for us
Thank God.
several years ago?
Oh, thank God.
All right. We should have got him to say this is Murrow award-winning journalist, Jay Scott.
Well, in the moment, you just want to get the drop.
Just get the drop.
Yeah, he's got to get
live
the drop and keep it moving.
All right. So speaking of getting the drop on people,
Oh God,
dumb Kevin.
Jesus Christ, this man.
All right. So,
I think this is not a dumb man though, but he is.
but he is.
It's crazy.
Okay. So basically, let's just like get a few things out there so people can understand what's going on. There is this job called Speaker of the House, which apparently some people want. I
Dream
don't
about
know
it.
why.
But some people are good at it.
Yeah.
Nancy
Pelosi.
Pelosi. I know y'all hated that lady, but she's really good at her
None
job.
of the other speakers in basically my living memory were good at this job or enjoyed it at all. Like Pelosi was a good speaker, ran that house twice, did the thing. Boehner suffered through it.
Yeah.
Gingrich got fat and old and hated doing it. Denny Hastert went to fucking prison.
Yeah.
Okay, doing this job because he was a child abuser and like a pedophile. Paul Ryan left and then found out Rage Against the Machine hates him. Like this list goes on, and then dumb Kevin is like, "This is the job I want."
Boehner too,
and he is
basically
right.
He's moving towards it.
Very similar sort of circumstances.
Newt Gingrich though kind of ushered in a new.
This is Newt's fault.
Yeah, this like it's hard to blame it just
this
direct.
Is the legacy,
but he ushered in like, even though I don't think he enjoyed it, and his exit
combat Congress.
Exactly. He told you, he's like, what decorum? Fuck is decorum?
Right. No
he
decorum.
Started this, so.
Yeah. So here's the deal. This starts with dumb Kevin suffering through 15 rounds to become speaker. And the same bullies that beat his ass live on TV for all of us to watch for 2 nights in a row.
And these bullies are the people who you saw in your lunchroom and were getting bullied.
Yeah.
These are the bullies.
These are right. Now they're grown-ups. They're like, I got scores to settle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Gaetz is still settling with kids. So in any case, they're mad about God knows what, and they beat the shit out of dumb Kevin for him to get this job. Yeah. And then since he's had this job, they just pop up randomly and like demand his lunch money.
Yeah. That's
exactly what's happening.
Way to describe it.
All right. So after several rounds of getting his ass whooped, we are coming up to this point where there's several important things. And for this purpose of this conversation, there's 2 important things that need to happen that we're going to talk about.
Right.
One is a defense appropriation bill, which is where the Congress appropriates money to run the Defense Department. This is the thing that keeps us safe from all of the countries that want to kill us all the time. It's pretty important.
Yeah.
And the second thing is funding the rest of the government through some budget. They got to pass something. We had not had a budget passed in this country since the Trump administration, by the way. Everything since then has been a continuing resolution where they just say, we're just going to go steady as she goes on the spending. So they are already on Trump policy budget-wise. So going into this, it's summertime. Dumb Kevin knows that this is coming up. And he goes, I need to get these crazy bullies who keep whooping my ass and taking my lunch money in line to vote for some of these things before we get to crunch time. So he starts talking to them. What concessions can I give you?
Right.
Early in the summer, they give him a list of demands. We want to cut this spending. We want to cut that spending. We want to cut this. And dumb Kevin works hard at it, even goes through working with President Biden on the debt ceiling deal and delivers the cuts that they asked for, every one of them. Now, of course, dumb Kevin is about as good as a hostage negotiator as an ice cream sandwich in Tucson. And he just goes back to them. He goes, I gave you what you wanted. And they go, well, since you mentioned it, we need a few more things.
And then some were upset that he cut a deal anyways.
Yeah, they were like, what do you mean you cut a deal with the president?
That's not the point.
Like, you sent me to cut a deal with the president. I cut the deal with your stuff.
But that wasn't the point.
That's not what we want.
It's not what we want.
We want nothing.
Exactly.
We want nihilistic bullshit. So then he's like, all right, tell you what, idiots. He doesn't call them idiots. He goes, tell you what, sir, may I have another? That's how he calls Matt Gaetz.
Oh, God.
He doesn't say that to Lauren Boebert because he knows what'll happen to him in a dark theater.
Oh.
Sorry, Bryan, your girlfriend's cheating on you. So your granny. Oh, her mother.
We're in an open relationship.
Yeah, clearly. By the way, just to point it out, Lauren Boebert's mom is about to be a great grandmother at 54 years old.
Huh?
Because Bobo claims that she was inspired to become a mom at 18 because her mom was a mom at 18. Keep hope alive.
I know, like you like to. Sometimes they like to put this on one community.
When you talking about family values,
huh?
Welfare queens and all that.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so after he's like, "Give me a Boebert in the cloakroom," she goes, "No." He goes, "How about I give you an impeachment inquiry? Will you then vote for these critical things that if we don't pass, will shut down the government, and we, the Republicans, will take the blame for it for another generation?" I want to point out, no Democratic Congress has ever shut down the government.
No.
Because Democrats govern. and Republicans want there not to be government.
And you know what's crazy? The Republican speaker usually seems like they want to govern. Because I don't think you don't want to be speaker to not govern.
Newt, maybe.
Man, that's that one there.
But
Yeah.
Boehner was a deal maker.
Yes.
Paul Ryan didn't even want to be speaker.
No,
He wanted to be Ways and Means.
Yeah.
And then he got stuck with this stupid job.
Sorry.
Hastert did want to govern. He was a dangerous pedophile, but he did want to govern. And I think dumb Kevin wants to govern.
Yes, I believe so.
Because he wants to be speaker for a long time. That's his goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not what's going to happen.
No.
So he goes and he says, how about I give you an impeachment inquiry?
Which is just a crazy thing to offer.
It was a crazy thing to offer, but he felt like he had no choice.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll give you this thing. You can go chase after the stupid laptop or whatever. Jim Comer's still come up with nothing. And they just continue we've got evidence. What is it? Well, we'll show you eventually. Okay, go ahead.
Can't believe they're anti him having a gun. So weird.
Yeah, I know. It's funny.
So funny.
So, First and Second Amendment, which one of those?
You know.
And what about the keeping government out of the... Anyway.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Yeah, me too. So he delivers on this impeachment inquiry, doing a 180 on his previous promises.
Right.
Wait till they had a vote, wait till they go through committee, do everything properly, because they were so mad about the way that the Democrats did it, which did go through committee and did get to a House vote and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So he's like, here you go, impeachment inquiry. Can we please get a defense appropriation bill? And, you know, the bullies are like, nah, you fucking moron, give us more money. Which they mean no money.
For Ukraine.
Right. So that's going to come up. So now you've got basically the background. There's one more thing that you need to know for this to make sense, is that you think that somebody, quote, introduces a motion to put something on the floor for a vote. Right. It's not quite what happens. What happens is somebody wants to put something to a floor vote, and they do what they call pass a rule to allow that bill up for a vote. The defense appropriation bill will pass with a vast majority of almost all the Republicans and nearly every Democrat too. So the only way to stop this is to not allow the rule to pass.
Right.
And the rule has to pass with a majority, and none of the minority party, meaning the Democrats, will support the rule to advance. So it's up to the Republicans to pass the rule. And that is what Gates and Boebert and Green and all these idiots are holding up. Maybe it's not Boebert. It's let's see. It's Gates, it's Green, Bishop, Biggs, Eli Crane, and Rosendale. That's who's holding it up. So the bill can't even come to the floor.
They would be the Freedom Caucus, right?
They've separated themselves out from the Freedom Caucus.
To be what?
The Patriot Caucus.
Okay, the Patriot Caucus.
Yeah, something like that. You know, the ones who support the troops.
Yeah.
By not paying them.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you get the background.
There we go.
Okay. So there's the defense bill, and then there's the fund the rest of the government bill, right, both of which can't even get brought to the floor because dumb Kevin continues to get whooped by these same bullies. What are our solutions? Well, one is, and this is, if the point I'm trying to make isn't clear, it's that dumb Kevin is not actually in control of this house, right? On his right flank, it's Green and Gates and these guys. But the reality is his only hope of governance is help from future Speaker Jeffries.
Only way.
He needs the Democrats to help him
Complete
out.
opposite from Pelosi, who, like, to her credit, the far left, if for lack of a better word, in that caucus at that time, they were not happy about it.
She whipped votes.
Yes, and that's the thing. She doesn't, nothing comes to the floor, and she knows how to count votes.
If you don't have the votes, you don't bring it up, number one.
Yeah, because that's all that matters.
Case in point, today, after the House Appropriations bill failed or couldn't get a rule passed earlier this week, dumb Kevin called a 3-hour closed-door meeting, skipped the address by Zelensky to have this meeting.
Well, that's, anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Why that happened.
Has a meeting, flips 20-some-odd votes to say, all right, we'll go along with this appropriations bill and we will put it up there. Comes out of the meeting sure that he's got the votes. Because You don't put it on the floor unless you got the votes.
Yeah.
So he puts the rule to the floor. And what happens?
He didn't have the votes.
He did not have the votes. He failed.
It's
He
insane.
failed again. He failed.
Who's
because
counting?
He's not. I don't know if he can. Maybe. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
He's from what's that part of California that nobody likes? Riverside?
Oh God. Something like that?
Yeah, he's Orange County. Nope. So he didn't have the votes. Then he goes out in his press conference like, well, it's frustrating. I can't get the thing. So then there's this question of like, what are they going to do about this shutdown that's looming on the 30th? We're
here.
9 days away from this.
I mean, the Democrats have sent out memos to be like, yo, this is how we're going to approach the shutdown.
And everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if Bryan was able to find the tweet that Tez sent us earlier, but this is one of the best things, and this is the actual White House Twitter account. Cuts his headline from one of these lifestyle blogs or whatever. Heartbreaking. The worst person you know just made a good point, and in this case, that's Matt Gaetz.
It's Matt Gaetz.
What did Matt Gaetz say vis-a-vis this shutdown?
Matt Gaetz said, pin shutdown on McCarthy. Quote, we will have a government shutdown, and it's absolutely Speaker McCarthy's fault. We cannot blame Joe Biden for not having moved our individual spending bills. We cannot blame House Democrats. We can't even blame Chuck Schumer in the Senate. End quote.
Right.
He's right. He's so right. I can't believe that. I read this, and I looked at the White House, and I was like, hold on. No, this can't be true.
The White House earned a meme.
Yeah. It got someone's working overtime there.
They must have hired somebody under 40.
Yeah. Somebody. Shocking, right?
That's
Dark Brandon, man.
Karine Jean-Pierre. Yeah,
Dark Brandon. Yo, I don't know if I don't get the text from the Democrat, but even the
I do.
Did you get the one for the mug?
Yeah.
Did it say like
it says
hey, yeah, but it was like, hey, I know you like your coffee dark. Did you get that one?
Yeah.
Insane. Someone said that to me, and
it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's very.
All right, so Dark Brandon does tweet this out, and they have a good time with that and everything. But the reality is, this shutdown would be a tragedy.
It's terrible.
So here's
do the people who work for the federal government have to continue to go through this?
Well, this is actually a big problem that they can't hire people because they don't trust that they're like
the government. The government used to be a job,
the most stable job.
The most stable job.
Can't go out of business.
Except
now. It's gone out of business like 6
times. It goes out of
business,
yeah, all the time now.
In the
last decade? Last decade, yeah.
And no faith that it's ever gonna be stable.
It's
because part of Republican ethos is that the government shouldn't exist, and so that they keep trying to shut it down, and they like it. They don't suffer any consequence of it. Here's this quote from the Post story. This is actually from another Post story that I pasted it in because it's the same relevant thing. Right. Some Republicans are seriously considering getting behind a shell bill that could, as soon as next week, serve as the vehicle that allows moderates to supersede McCarthy's control of the House floor and force a vote to keep the government open. What exactly gets included in such a discharge petition remains unknown, but those familiar with the planning said it would include a short-term funding plan to avert a shutdown at the end of the month that could garner enough support from House Democrats and the Senate. What people should know is that yes, the Speaker controls the House, except for this one thing, which is called a discharge petition.
Yeah.
If you've got a bill that has sat for a certain amount of time in committee and passed a certain number of procedural hurdles, you can force it to the floor and no rule can stop it.
Right.
So the Democrats have smartly been filing empty bills with numbers every minute of the day, essentially, to start these clocks ticking that they can then use as discharge petitions to force a vote to the House floor that dumb Kevin couldn't stop and even dumb Matt Gaetz couldn't stop. And one of those might contain a continuing resolution to keep the government open for an untold amount of time. And it would pass with most of the Democrats supporting and most of the Republicans supporting in a bipartisan fashion. But it would happen without a single ounce of input from dumb Kevin, who is nominally the Speaker of the House. But he's not the Speaker on the right because the right wing controls that. And now it does look an awful lot like Hakeem Jeffries might end up being Speaker of the House, actually, running a shadow house through discharge petition.
I mean, I find one that there's enough moderate Republicans inside the House.
You only need like 10 or 11.
Yeah, that find all of this
because
to be
it's
maddening.
such a
Like
razor thin majority.
A lot of them go back to that whole point of, hey, why did you run for office to not govern? And a lot of the moderate Republicans feel that way, especially around the military.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What are we doing?
Yeah,
this doesn't make.
Why don't you want to pay the troops?
Crazy. I got to go home and talk about this.
Yeah, right. And they're in districts that Joe Biden won.
Yes, scary.
And also, they've got defense contractors who need to get paid.
All things
the people who own them.
All
need
things
to get
I
paid.
thought that like folks just agreed on.
I thought Raytheon could make a call.
I thought, right. What happened to their lobbyists?
Where's McDonnell Douglas and just be like, yo, Lockheed, come on, somebody just call these guys and say, like, if you don't do it, we're gonna like your funding's gone. What?
And also
this is the legacy of gerrymandering.
If you look, let's just say you're a conservative, you're a Republican, you look at this party, you know that you really can't continue to vote. Like, I don't know where this goes. I think next week there's the Atlantic Festival, and like a lot of like the conservatives, like there's one session that's on like, where the hell do we go from here?
Yeah,
because it's in a country where there's two parties and one doesn't even come to the table in good faith to govern. Like, no matter how you feel about them, it can't work. It just cannot work. And I think they have to somehow, it has to be figured out.
Well, as long
I don't
as
know
these
what that
people
looks
continue
like
to get elected and do nothing, they're going to keep doing
it. It's the bed
it.
they made for themselves. When you look, like we'll talk
Yeah,
about
but
later.
They don't care.
We'll talk about it in Alabama. It's all these beds that they made for themselves.
Yes.
The Citizens United.
John Roberts.
Yeah, like it or like campaign finance laws. Like,
this is why Leo scuttled Harriet Meyer's nomination back in the Bush administration and ends up with John Roberts, who gives him Citizens United, who gives him Shelby County, and this is the result that he's got. A paralyzed federal government that can't pay to keep the fucking Minuteman missiles ready to go. Do you realize how dangerous that is?
That's so dangerous.
So dangerous. Putin's going to nuke us tomorrow. Speaking of which, Marjorie Taylor Greene said she opposes the stopgap bill because it, quote, crosses her red line of allowing funding for Ukraine. Against the Russian invasion.
Like, let's just say, like, for folks like haven't really followed politics for a long time, or like there was a time that I had looked at politics, and one thing that always stood true was like,
got to defeat the goddamn Russians.
Yo, right. They weaved it into Street Fighter.
Everything.
They weaved it into
every Bond movie. I mean, that's the whole purpose of it. Yeah.
Like for the Cold War ends.
Yeah, my whole time growing up, like all the bad guys had some Eastern European accent.
Which is bad.
That's just how
but it just is what
but that's how it is. There's something Slav.
I've never thought I would get to the point
where there's an entire party that is like, yeah, you know,
specifically
the good guys.
Republican
party.
I
know, right? Eisenhower's guys.
What?
Nixon's people.
Doesn't make sense.
Reagan.
Gorbachev.
Yeah.
Yo.
Tear down this wall. Not so fast. Maybe they're the good guys, Ronnie. Slow down.
What? How does Black Reagan feel about this? Tim Scott.
I haven't heard him called that. That is exactly right.
He's Black Reagan.
Yeah, and he maybe has a girlfriend.
Oh, for real?
There was a whole story in the Post about not only does he maybe have a girlfriend, but does it matter or not?
Oh God,
it's a great story. You should
I need to go look
read
at that. I need to see that. Yeah, Black Reagan.
Really interesting. Black Reagan.
He's Black Reagan. He just told he's gonna fire all the union.
He's gonna fire.
He's Black Reagan.
Fire the air traffic controllers again. Goddamn welfare queens.
My man, Black Reagan.
Yes.
It's crazy. I don't know.
I'm telling Huey Freeman you said that. That's hilarious.
Go ahead.
I don't even know what to call that.
It's weird.
I was listening to something else that was like, it was a story in The Economist.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know The Economist is like,
I'm not anti-economist.
No, but I get that they're free marketeer kind of people, right? And I'm mostly a free market kind of person. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing what they're saying, and it's like, this is the most bullshit argument against free markets I've ever seen in my life. And it was presented in this way that was very Reagan-esque. And I was like, fucking Reagan. And my wife is like, what are you? Yeah, I'm in the kitchen alone,
Of course.
yelling, fucking Reagan. And she's like, what are you on about?
What the fuck, y'all?
Yeah. And she's like, that was 35 years ago. I'm like, right. And look at the impact.
And then
Fucking Reagan.
And then they're not even doing what he wants to do. Like,
no.
It's almost like ass backwards.
Yeah.
Like some parts are consistent. Like I get that. Like,
Yeah, the racism is.
That piece has been consistent a long time. But like certain Republican like things I thought were tried and true to them.
They don't actually care about it.
They don't care.
Stuff. It was all a lie. It was all a lie in the first place. Speaking of lies, Donald Trump.
Oh, he lies.
He does. And one of the things that he does, apparently,
he loves it,
is write to-do lists on classified documents and hand them to low-level aides. Molly Michaels.
He's like the worst mob boss ever.
He is. Molly Michael told investigators that more than once she received requests or tasks from Trump that were written on the back of
he's got
cards.
it tight.
And she later recognized those note cards as sensitive White House materials with visible classification markings used to brief Trump while he was still in office about phone calls with foreign leaders or other international related
This is the great
matters.
graphic. It's orange. It's just so good.
Shout out to Bryan.
Yeah.
If you don't have a Bryan, you need to get a Bryan.
If you're not looking, if you're not watching, this is an orange graphic with Trump.
Of Trump. Yeah.
It's just very good.
The note cards with classification markings were at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate when the FBI searched the property in August of 22. But the
worst
materials
mob boss.
were not taken by the FBI, according to sources familiar with what Michael told investigators. When Michael, who was not present during the search, returned to Mar-a-Lago the next day to clean up her office, she found the documents underneath the drawer organizer and helped transfer them to the FBI, according to ABC News.
Yes.
This is the dumbest kind of dumb.
Yo, shout outs to Ms. Michaels, because she said when this shit started, she said, I'm out of here.
She said, nope.
Fuck this.
I'm cleaning out my desk and getting the fuck out of here.
I mean, some people know when you're going to get indicted.
When you're on a sinking ship,
it's
time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, it's not even like it can be fought, right? This is physical chunks of paper with his handwriting and stamps that say classified.
He is still the leading nominee.
And he's still going, nah, it's all legal. It's fine. I didn't do it. Or I did do it. And
with my mind.
Okay.
I declassified
it
with my mind.
I did it. And what are you going to do about it? Speaking of what are you going to do
but
about it?
But it's the thing is, though, he goes into these rallies and he connects so well. Have you ever taken some work home?
Yeah.
They're upset because I took a little work home.
Because I'm working too hard.
I'm working too hard for you.
Yeah.
It's, and it's sick. Like, again, I don't know how we bring these people back in.
No, we can't.
No, I don't. I refuse to believe that.
I know you don't want to.
I don't want to believe that.
I come up with the solution.
It's not what?
A barge. We pack them on a barge and we just cut it loose off the tip of Florida and we wait for a hurricane to handle it.
That is insane. I do not.
I mean,
American
they don't believe
people.
The hurricane is happening.
This is Americans.
They'll draw a Sharpie around it and the hurricane won't hit it. It'll be fine.
It's Americans.
They don't want their COVID shots either.
They don't.
And they all died. Speaking of old people who should get their COVID shots. Rudy. What's up with Rudy?
He's broke.
He is broke. His own lawyers are suing him for $1.6 million in legal fees because he ain't pay him yet.
Y'all wanted this man to be this. Yo, it's going to be in the climate refugee camp. When I have to explain this guy, I'm like, yo, they took down the towers. Yeah, the Saudis, the ones we got in bed with afterwards.
Yeah.
No, it's a long story. Okay, it's different now.
We'll tell you that
about the part later. Okay, yeah, I know we signed.
Yeah.
We made a deal with them in Israel. Okay,
It's fine. Don't worry about that.
We'll figure that part out. Took down the towers.
Yeah, he stood in the rubble.
And this man, they thought he'd been president.
He made Saturday Night Live turn back on like that. He went to the Yankees games and he's like, the Yankees are going to. He was the man. And nobody asked where all those homeless people went either. And he was great.
Jesus Christ. Oh, man, they didn't ask.
No, they didn't.
They didn't ask. And then they were like, you know what? Stop and frisk. Who cares?
Who cares? Rudy.
Rudy's
He's
America's
a one-name
mayor.
man.
America's mayor.
He doesn't even. Nobody even needs to know last name. When you say Rudy, you know who you're talking about. He's like Cher.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Elvis.
Yeah.
He's
Bono.
Rudy. Bono. Saint Bono.
Saint Bono.
Yeah, future Pope Bono. So okay, but that's Rudy.
This is who we're talking about.
That guy needs to sell his apartment because he's got to pay off the girl from Borat that he sexually assaulted. Like the list goes on and on.
This is America with some of the best television.
This is the worst
great
employee of the Four Seasons Landscaping Company to ever have been hired.
Yeah.
Like his own lawyers are suing him because he hasn't got any money. And if you're Trump did a fundraiser for him, $100,000 a plate fundraiser. We don't know how much money that thing actually raised yet, but it ain't enough apparently.
Right.
If you're
Rudy, I'm trying.
If you're a mob boss who's got a lot of loose ends, and one of them is a giant loose end named Rudy Giuliani, and you're not out there funding his like safety,
how can you fund an election and
he's gonna
this?
flip?
You can't fund both. Yes, he is gonna flip.
He's gonna flip. I'm sorry, boss. I had to get out of it. Like he's just gonna flip. What does he have to lose at this point? He's so inside out, like negative broke. He owes money to the Bureau of Engraving to print the money that he owes to his lawyers.
You know what he needs to do?
He can't afford an NFT.
Those are going for dirt cheap right now. You know what he needs to do? He needs to go to casino.
Yeah.
Put
it all on black.
Drip it all on black.
Yes.
There you go.
I was getting there.
You're there.
Trying to follow up.
That's it. That's what he needs to do.
All right.
Drip on black.
Here's what we're going to do. I think is our guest in the bullpen? Okay.
Oh,
we're sorry. We overran. I hope he's going to be patient with us. We're going to take a break and play another song from our guest. And when we come back, we're going to talk to BlackLiq about all of this cool music and all kinds of important things.
Yes.
How's that sound?
Let's do it.
Okay. You're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Sweeps.
I should've known better, matter of fact I think I did. Just like any other story, this one started with a kiss. I would see her at my shows, I would see her with her friends. We would have a conversation, always ask her how she been. She would like my Instagram, she would always be polite. She would laugh at all my jokes, I knew something wasn't right. Man, I'm not really funny, true, you know what I'm saying? But she had me though, she had my interest, you know what I mean? A good woman don't take you places alone, you wouldn't get. A good woman don't take you places, she'll teach you how to live. Even told her about my past, she said with that she can live. Every time I tried to warn her about the crazy way I live, shorty said she wasn't fazed and she liked the way I phrased. Every time I hit the stage, I saw her pretty face. Told her I don't wanna lie, I know you deserve better. Even though you love me now, later on you'll say you never signed up to deal with this. I'm not a normal person, I don't fight, I don't argue, I just turn it into verses. When you get into your bag, don't expect me to buy bags. I don't wanna meet your father, I don't wanna be your dad. Conversations get kinda hectic, that's how it's supposed to be though when you're serious. I mean, I don't play no games. I said, look man, you gotta let me know what it is though. You keep it real with me, I'll keep it real with you. A good woman don't take you places alone, you wouldn't get. A good woman don't take you places, she'll teach you how to live. Shorty made me get a job, told me I should build credit. On a monster that she made, Shorty said that she regretted. Told me I should rob my dad, we should reconcile fast. I wrote songs all about her, she ain't listen to my tracks. Blame it on our situation, it won't imagination. Shorty helped me get sober, she ain't say congratulations. I don't like to take vacations, we had to take a break. I knew getting back together would be a really big mistake, but I did it anyway.
I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, succubus with goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, trumpet, charging into a goblin's nest, some goblin vomit and slop and blood on it, especially up to his ankles. Trump charging into a goblin's nest, some goblin vomit and slop. Goblin vomit and slop. I'm not expecting him to not get dirty. Slop, kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, succubus with goblins, in bed with a goblin. Kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins. I just want to catch him in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin. I just want to catch him in bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin.
Reaction that he has.
Usually we don't subject the guests to this shit. But anyways, we're moving on.
Speaking of which, BlackLiq has been on lots of radio, including WRIR, which we're repping for.
Rocking the shirt.
Yep, and WDCE. He's been a promoter, journalist, author, teacher, mentor, public speaker. He's a professor at various universities and all kinds of things. A TED Talk speaker.
Ooh.
We're going to ask him about that. During the civil unrest in 2020, he was interviewed and quoted by The Post and NPR and Time Magazine, and a bunch of things. He wrote some editorials for college newspapers and a bunch of other stuff like that. But we want to talk to him because he is also musician.
Very talented.
We've been playing
yes,
his
you've been listening
records.
to the songs.
Yep, he's got 2 albums with Mopes on Sage Francis Strange Famous Records. Time is the Price and Choice is a Change, as well as an EP, What Will It Take, on Man Bites Dog Records, which we had label mate on last week and a couple weeks ago. Yep. And legendary producer Obliv, and he's a vocalist on the Beat Punk Band and a bunch of other stuff. The guy does a lot of things in music. He's really talented. BlackLiq, welcome to Chip Chat.
Hello.
Hello.
What's poppin'?
Yo.
Good delivery.
Look here, man. I've been sitting here watching y'all riff about this whole political thing, dog. And I don't know if y'all know it now, but I watch Fox News, yo.
That's unfortunate for you.
I watch Fox News a lot because it is the most entertaining network on television. It is Comedy Central reborn.
Yes.
Okay, and so I watch CNN, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got Fox Nation, dog. I'm in it to win it.
Oh, he's a paid subscriber.
Yeah, so look, we got that shit as a joke, and I fucking kept it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, so to hear you guys talk about this stuff was fucking phenomenal and thrilling. I was holding it in so much, I didn't even go get coffee. My cat might have died on the fucking floor. No. Like, It was so serious to hear you guys talk about what these guys do. And, you know, your commentary about how the Republicans just want to see this shit like not work and not happen. And they want no government. No, what they want a zombie house so they can build a prison.
Yeah.
And that's the idea, is let it fall apart, because we already know how to delay it and how to stretch it. They understand elasticity of truth and the manipulation of fact to the point that they can reshape and remold it slowly through distortion. So procedurally speaking, the procedure will never work for the other side, because the other side is the other side. And they also know that the other side operates within a system which is age old at this point, and they've mastered the game. So they're trying to wait till they can get the lowest common denominator, Trump, so that then they can then go ahead and try to do this whole thing where it's not about will it work. It's we want to fuck this shit up so that we can say that it's gonna work. Because look how long, like it's like what, you know, I got sober. I've been sober for like 11 years, right? And I've told people before, like I've spoken in meetings and shit. And like the thing is, it's like, yo, when you get sober, you're not an alcoholic till you quit drinking. And then you get sober and you go through years of like your bullshit. You have to go through the layers of year after year of all your previous bullshit before you can even experience a new reality. So they're going to do that thing too. They're going to be like, oh, we have to get through so much. It's not working because of them. But they're going to justify it further and further. And they've got so many well-developed institutions, but especially within the media, which they love to demonize when they are the exact same fucking thing. And they're going to go ahead and create a system that perpetually keeps people kept in a loop where nobody wins.
No,
Nobody wins except for the people that are already in it, because it's a coin, and a coin, it doesn't matter what side of a coin you're on when it's about the value of the coin. They're going to keep getting theirs.
It's this old adage of like Republican electoral politics, which is government is not the solution to your problems. Elect me and I'll prove it.
Oh, look here. And on top of that, though, and the proof is because also the Democrats, like, fuck them too. And a lot of times, like, a lot of them are in positions where they're not able to do something, or they're using the rhetoric that's so easy. They need to innovate as well in their expression in order to motivate people to go further forward in what the actual, like, what change looks like. And it's very difficult to find anybody that you can feel like, because think about it, yo, right? Like, think about it. Like your man Bryan, right? Like his open girlfriend, right? Boebert, right? Boobert, as they call it, right? So, like, think about this. I would have sex with Lauren Boebert, right?
Sure.
Boebert. Like, all of us would have sex with her, right? That's like a whole, because she looks like a troll, but I bet you in person the bitch is nasty. But like, as far as when you see on TV,
according to that security video, she's pretty nasty.
Yeah, I mean, but yo, she looks attractive in night vision. She got Paris Hilton syndrome. On the regular light, it ain't gonna work. So, like, you think about this, right? She looks like that, and she's attractive in that sense. But they don't have, ideally, besides like maybe AOC, they don't have anybody who's a Democrat that you would actually want to have sex with. So they have to go ahead and create somebody that they can trope to the most base of disrespectful things to the aspect of the individual in order to get people to maybe pay attention for a second. Yeah, I mean, they have all the people who are already in it. You'd have to have a different level. It has to be like subterranean. Like your man was talking about trolls and shit. Like, we need some real Democratic trolls to come through to offset the rhetoric of the politicians. They tried to use that RFK dude, the dude with the whiny voice from whatever the fuck. They tried to use him, but his voice is fucked, so he can't get away with it. He's not marketable. And he has that whole, like, y'all seen South Park where they do the Amazon guy and he's all diesel and shit?
Yeah.
He's got that weird HGH thing going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's real hard, but you're always tripping off of what you always talk about, because it's so great to hear people talk about, like, the fact that the truth is that this is our dysfunctional family and there's no way out. We're P. Diddy and the fam right now, yo. There is no fucking way out. And what are we supposed to do? We got to write another year of this bullshit just for more bullshit. And they're going to use
not
these.
Even get to that. We're going to get to
it's all fucked up now.
Yeah,
it's all fucked up now.
Oh no, they're either gonna CR or they're gonna motherfucking run a few little pieces of bullshit. But like, it doesn't fucking matter. Or that's why they don't care. They're so comfortable now that they don't even matter. It's like when a nigga cheats on a broad, you know what I'm saying? And he cheats on her over and over again because at this point he knows he can just fucking do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And so
that is it.
And we just sit here and we look at the phone and hope he's gonna come home, right? You know what I'm saying? That's who we are. We're the fucking abused
on their own voters all the time. They keep getting elected and they keep delivering nothing for them.
But a two-system party in this country at this point
two-system party. Well,
it's one party.
It is, but even that doesn't work.
Have you ever read The Pearl?
I have not.
In The Pearl, they talk about how the pearl is about how the giant pearl, the motherfucker gets the giant pearl and he goes everywhere trying to sell the joint. He takes it down because he lives in like a little fishing village. He takes the pearl to the village, like to the market, right? And he tries to sell the pearl. And they're like, yo, we ain't buying that shit. It's too big. And he's like, what do you mean? This is like the best version of everything y'all are selling. And he tries to take it to the other people. And then he realizes they're like, it's too big too. Yo, we can't fuck with this. And then they realize that both sides are owned by the same parent company. And so they can't out-compete each other to a gigantic or exponential level, because that'll disrupt the actual psychological game they run on creating false competition. You know what I mean? And that's what this game is, yo. It's the same thing. It's a shell game, yo. And like, what are we supposed to do? Because I say this and I watch Fox News because I don't have the solution, yo. Besides hustling hard and doing all the things that you just said I fucking do. I don't have a solution that solves the problem besides influencing people around me and trying to be the example and the change that I want to see.
So
you know
we don't have a solution either, which is why we keep doing.
That's why we do this dumbass show every week.
But let's ask you like some things that you do have the answers to.
Bryan has the open solution. Boober.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Bryan and his flying cars and Lauren Boebert. That's
he
the
loves
solution.
flying cars.
You only said Beetlejuice twice.
Let's start with, you're a real radio guy, right?
Yeah.
You're on the real radio. So how are we doing so far? Are we doing all right? Are we pretty good?
Oh, it's interesting to see because I wasn't sure which way we were gonna go with this whole thing. You guys are better AM than FM, but like I definitely think that podcast fits best because of the long form discussions and the honesty. Everything has to be succinct and cut into little small slots. The higher you go on commercial radio, the more everything becomes really about like hot pockets. And you guys are making pizza.
There you go. Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
Take it. Bryan, did you record that? We can use that.
God
That's a good
gracious.
job.
Yo, you're inflating his head once more. A couple more PSI.
All right. So you've been making music for a long time and you've been speaking to the youth for a long time. Do you feel that both music and speaking to the youth as a teacher are necessary ways to meet young people where they're at so that they can hear what they need to hear?
I think you can't meet them where they're at if you don't, through those mediums, if you don't meet them where they're at first. One of the things that I hate is that when an arts integrated, motivated teacher or a teacher who's actually using art to try to reach the students comes through and speaks like, hello, children, we're going to do this. Like I treat them like anybody out the block. Because this day and age, what is sophistication, what is maturity, and what is understanding? We all have access to an unfathomable amount of information. So what I try to do is meet them in places of certainly common exposure. But the brilliance of the youth is in the fact that they don't know, whereas the ignorance of the adult is that we apparently do know.
Yeah.
So it's that small little gap where you can actually reach them, and then you can actually get them to engage those things as more than just products.
Because a lot of your music is carrying a message, right?
Absolutely.
When I listen to it,
right,
it sounds, you're pouring your soul into it, but also it's not just catchy beats. It's not just catchy lyrics. It's like, hey, this is something that I think y'all need to hear.
It's substantive.
It is. It's a lot of substance. And like, but I know you're also a teacher. So like, I'm wondering, like, do you find that people are absorbing that message more readily through music, or are they absorbing it more readily through what you do in the classroom? Or do you think that you need both things to happen in order for the message to be delivered?
Well, like for instance, I teach at Sabbath at Stony Point, and it's a Reggio Emilia school. So there's a lot of self-led teaching and a lot of process-oriented and reflected, like built curriculum. That's what the entire school is based on. So I get to operate within that framework. Like when you talked about what I did with the university, what I do with the universities, I work with a nonprofit called Partners in the Arts, and I teach at University of Richmond usually once a summer, and I teach teachers from that K to 12th grade teachers. And so what I can do is I can use a lot of the same things and techniques and approaches that I use on the students to make the teachers open themselves up and be receptive as well. Because most of it, honestly, the thing that is in the way is all the suppression. Rules of suppression, your ideas and individuality are suppressed through either institutions and authority figures on both ends of that spectrum, or actually just trying to fit in within society, or not trying to be, I guess, who you really are, because you think that'll stop you from being who you might be able to become by being affiliated with others. So like you have to deal with all these false ego-based and social constructs in order to get people to access themselves. So that the common thread of what I teach or how I teach, whether it be through music or just through conversation, because a lot of the teaching of my music class is based through the conversation. Like, for instance, if you don't write a rhyme, right? Like one of my students, he ain't write a rhyme, you know what I'm saying? First week, we on the second day, dog, you ain't writing a rhyme? What you mean, right? So I stepped to him, same exact like that, right? But we have, because I ain't playing, but we have a conversation about why you didn't present your rhymes. Tell me about the experience that you had when you sat down and couldn't find the words, because the process is where you find your self-identification. So that's what I focus on, and that's how I reach people. And that's why my music also is very much, built on my own narratives of all the fucked up shit in my life. But it's also based on the fact that I want people to see that you can use all of this. It's all fuel. It's all something for you to build with, because, the only foundation you're ever really going to have in life is rock bottom.
What's the biggest issue, Black Liq, you find like through K through 12, like teaching currently? Like if you were to like make a change in it, what would you change first?
Great question.
One is the state, the whole like standardized thing. Like, think about this, right? Nobody learns the same way.
Yes.
And so we teach the same. We're trying to reach a core audience, a core demographic. It's basically a commercial record. You're trying to reach a certain group of people so that you can go ahead and get a certain amount of acknowledgement or success through qualitatively speaking through testing, so that you can then get funding to keep the system going, because the system itself is broken and underfunded. So, we have a problem where you have teachers who are demoralized. You have students who know that they really don't matter unless they fit within the box. And most of them are circles, not squares. And you have this combative situation where it's just like, we just got to get through the day. And then you have people who actually care, and that's why they show up. And so it's like, I think that the hardest thing to do is to make everybody recognize that they have value, because we live in a cost-oriented society, and our education system is created to build and educate a consumer. It's not created to make you somebody who can become a provider. At best, you'll be an educated consumer. So you have all these things that are contradictory to the actual process of what are we trying to do? We're trying to teach and we're trying to learn. I think the teacher should do more learning and the students should do more teaching in a lot of cases.
I wonder about, like, you know, in human history, before education was sort of formalized, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we obviously were, as a species, relatively successful. Look at where we are now.
Because we tell stories. We're good at telling stories.
But not just that we're good at telling stories, but that, like, you learn different things from different people in the village.
Yeah.
And the village taught the children. And if you think about it, like, if you look at a high school, you have a lot of teachers in a high school.
Mm.
You have all these different subject teachers and even different levels within the subjects and all that kind of stuff. And you might look at that and go, well, all right, that's a pretty good village. It's like half the size it needs to be in terms of, like, different kinds of, let's call them village elders,
right,
who might have different experiences, who can meet those kids in the needs that they need to create or perpetuate the village as it needs to grow. What we're doing is narrowing. You're playing to that bell curve, and you're leaving out anybody who's outside of the average.
Oh, but even more, you're labeling them, and the labels are one of the most harmful aspects.
You're creating this you're different, you're wrong, you need medication, whatever. Like, it's and think about all the lost capability, talent, capacity.
I don't want to think about that.
Like, all of the things that might have been accomplished for us as a species if we'd have paid attention to that one weird kid.
Yeah,
it's loss.
It's a huge problem. And I mean, most of the teachers, they point to the fact that they got a job to do one thing, to teach and educate young people. And that's the one thing they're not allowed to do.
They're not allowed to do that.
You're allowed to read a thing that somebody said. Yeah, you're allowed to give people a test, but you're not allowed to help them pass the test. You're only allowed to train them on how to regurgitate the information so that you can continue to get paid. Because as long as we can get paid, this bullshit can keep coming. I mean, if you think about it, in a lot of ways, it's just like the Republican shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all just
exactly that.
Yeah, and when the system breaks, like one of the closest examples of the system breaking we've had, my cat is going crazy. She doesn't like politics. One of the craziest things, her name is Grace Jones, though. What do you fucking expect?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. But like the thing is that when we had the COVID shit and people, like parents, had to deal with the fact that they actually hate their kids.
That was wild.
Yeah, like those weird little psyop experiences also further, think about it. Those things further saying, just get the kid back in school. Get the kid back in school. We lost so much in progressive education because a lot of people just realize, I don't want to deal with this shit. And how do we get here, yo? I don't know, besides the fact that, like, it's an exhausting process, this whole life thing. And it's getting harder and harder, yo.
Really what we're talking about. I mean, COVID was this opportunity that people were spending time with their kids who they could have gone out in nature and just experienced the world and they could have learned collectively.
Every day I was out with my child. Every day I was out.
And that's what we did. We were out, like, playing with stuff and exploring and seeing the world, like going to the creek and doing whatever. And, like, those experiences are invaluable. But if you think about all the people who were just trying to get the kids out of the house so they could go back to doing nothing or work.
Yeah, and this is not to the people who, like, I get if you have a job, you're trying to that, but to the folks who are like,
we struggled at it. We had to do it, you know, but we did it in shifts or whatever. But the point is, exactly what you said, that people realized they didn't really want to be around their kids for 8 hours out of the day. You know, they could only tolerate them in the morning before school and after school. What if we didn't have school? What would we be doing? You know?
Oh, we'd be
kids.
We'd be beating each other up, yo.
Well, but are we the same species that survived, like, saber-toothed tigers attacking us and shit?
No.
Where we behaved collectively and worked as a village, or are we somehow past that and lost that ability?
We never I don't think we ever did, yo. I don't think that there was as much cooperation as people think. What happened is that you got to think, who's history told by? The victor, right? It's later on research and
don't know how to write, so that's a problem.
You get your ass kicked, right? Or you kick some ass. And then after that, you learn how to make money or whatever it is to provide leverage socially. And then you find people who will accept it. It's that rich dad, poor dad shit. You know what I'm saying? Where he was like, that still accept how much they're getting paid. So it's not exploitation if it's accepted. But that's the problem, is that we have become so comfortable with being exploited constantly that we are, like, as an artist, like, look at the streaming situation. Subway sandwiches, yo, like, what the fuck, yo? And I found out a foot long is like $8 now. This inflation shit is real. And but like how many times does somebody have to stream my shit for me to get a fucking Subway sandwich? Those kinds of things make your art disposable. We're in an era, right, where Nas dropped an album like 2 months after the previous one. Yeah. Think about that.
That's crazy.
And yo, they were talking about it all last week, and I haven't seen a single word about Nas's most recent album. You know, like, and if they are, they're not talking about the one before.
It's the Hit Boy one, right? He did another one with Hit Boy.
Yeah, he did Magic 2. Yeah, I mean Magic 2 and 3. Yeah.
So I want to ask a question to take us back to like a little bit before like the streaming piece, because listening to music, I was hearing you talking about like passing out mixtapes hand to hand. Yeah. Give me your best hand to hand mixtape story.
Y'all want to go somewhere, huh? You want to go there?
Exactly. I want to go back to let the kids know how it used to be.
Are y'all ready?
Yes.
All right. So look, my man White Pie, right? My man White Pie, great dude, had tons of bread. I never asked him for the bread. It was love. It was family, right? He inspired me. He was a hardcore partier, and he had the great weed, right? White Pie said to me, he was down. They do a thing. They like 106.5 used to do this thing down at Browns Island, whatever. They Beat Fest or type shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like the joint I played with the Roots and shit. It was like the joint with like they had fucking like Jim Jones shit like that, right? So fucking every year they do this thing. It'd be at Browns Island, and Browns Island is like a place where you can go down. It's in the middle of downtown, and it's a gathering of a lot of people. So White Pie, it was like, we should go down there and pass CDs. I'm gonna give you the White Pie voice. He was like, we should go down there and pass CDs out. And I was like, yo, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do this thing, right? So I found myself in a situation, right? Because again, I'm doing this dolo, all me. I'm burning CDs. I'm writing on them with Sharpie, and I'm folding them in paper cases, right?
You have a song about that where you're talking about phone numbers on the disc.
Yep. So 500 CDs, I believe, was the fucking goal. Some ridiculous shit. It's between 250 and 500.
A lot of CDs.
A lot of CDs, a lot of writing, and they were being burned at 16x.
Oh man, damn! See, people don't even understand that.
Took days.
It's a lot of burning.
No, what it took was me being up 36 hours. I
was gonna say that's what it took.
So
how many discs in the tower to burner?
50. I one disc at a time. Man.
Oh God, okay, all right, okay, just one.
I'm using the desktop, dog. I'm using my shit.
Cool. Okay.
You know what I mean? So like I'm sitting here and I'm burning all these CDs. I'm surrounded by paper cases. I got as far as I can. Got the callus on the hand, all that shit, right? And so fucking I go as long as I can because we got to get out there for the day. So like I pack up all my shit. I'm telling you, we did at least 250, right? So at least 250 discs, we'll say, right? Okay. 250 discs. I go to White Pies. Now White Pie, he had like all the shit that everybody talks about now. He had a rapper weed before niggas knew what that was, right? So like White Pie's like, smoke this real quick. So we sit in his home movie theater and shit. We smoked like this crazy ass weed that he got out of a paint drum. It was fantastic, right? And fucking shit is murderous. So now it's time to go out and fucking deal with the people. So now I gotta go down to Browns Island and pass out these CDs, right?
Smack the shit.
But you got no motivation because you
look here. I know I lived in a haze, you know what I'm saying, of weed and alcohol all day. I drank on empty stomach by preference, and I smoked a quarter pound a month before niggas knew how to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't matter to me because the thing is, the difference between me and the average cat is that I'm not afraid to die. So I'm gonna do everything I can to live because death is the ultimate release. It's not an escape, it's a release. So the relief that you hear about in NDEs all the time and shit, that's when you realize that none of this bullshit matters. Motherfucker, oh, you're hungry? I'm starving. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm starving, I'm still not stopping until I'm motherfucking done with my work. Then I can maybe fucking eat for a second. But I know that my mind is capable of so much more than my body's telling me it is. So I'll go out and I go through still to this day, But the thing is with White Pie, let's go down there and do this. So we go down there, right? And this is the thing that I discovered after walking down the sad row of artists all standing out, just handing out their mixtapes, right? Sad trap nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, yo, this is my mixtape, yo, this is my fight, man. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? I'm in the middle of the crowd type shit. I'm catching the choke points. I'm going. And I realized that I had the ability to read a person's aura and decide who was going to accept the CD. I used the same technique when I went to Soundset for the first time. When Atmosphere invited me out there, I went to Soundset and I passed out 250 CDs. And how much did each CD cost? A conversation. So in this situation with White Pie, I went through this whole daily experience, this whole long day, all day thing, and I handed out CD after CD. I pointed. He was like, "I'll pass him out." So I was like, "He's like, you got to pick people though." So I could look and I could tell who was going to take it and who would just be like, "Nah." So I pointed him out. I had about a 98% effective rate on that day. You know what I'm saying? And boom, I got him out. And when we walked back, the best part, right, was at the end of the shit. You know what I'm saying? When everybody's left and we're finally walking out, everybody has to leave the same way, right? 250 CDs. I only found people left like 6 of them on the ground. Oh. And what did I do with them CDs? I fucking picked them up and passed them out to somebody else.
Exactly, of course.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that in tandem with the idea that I went out to a Soundset, I paid somebody to burn CDs for me because at this point I can't be going Sharpie. You know what I'm saying? Slug hit me, gave me the VIP, all access shit. So I was all over Minneapolis and I was like, I'm gonna pass out CDs. And I'm not going to do it on some bullshit. I'm going to have conversations. Dude stepped to me. I thought I was going to beat the shit out of him. And instead, he was like, oh, I'm just playing, bro. But I had all kinds of great experiences where I handed out CDs. And when I was at the back of the hotel, I gave these guys a CD. And I kicked the Green Onions joint for him a cappella and shit. Because I told him, like, I'm out here. I'm just, doing this, and this. And when I got on Soundset's bill, like 3 or 4 years later, those people fucking remembered me and tweeted me and said, yo, you made it. You know what I'm saying? So there's 2 for y'all. You know what I mean?
That's dope. That's a great story.
So
man.
Speaking of you handing out records and stuff, we met at the hip hop shop at the show that Count Fifth had his record.
Yeah.
You performed there. You were fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed your set. I know you've been doing some more stuff. How's the summer tour season been for you?
It has been fucking strange and famous. Like it was wild, man. Like right before, like y'all saw me, I went on tour with my band with Armageddon Time. So I did a punk rock tour, right?
Right.
And we played a festival in Arkansas called Mutants of the Monster Fest. It's like a mini fest, and it's like in Little Rock. And like that whole experience was fucking great because like we went to North Carolina and then to Tennessee, and we played different dates in each place. A lot of vills. And then we ended up in Arkansas, you know what I'm saying, and fucking rocked that place out and shit. And that was really amazing. And then I came back to Richmond and then I had to fly out to Denver for Strange Famous Fest, you know what I'm saying? And in Denver, when we did that shit was absolutely incredible, astounding. Like Sage gave us an opportunity as a whole label to get together and have this thing when he could have just took a check. And instead he said, I'm gonna have everybody come out and we're gonna do a big show for Denver to show them what we are cohesively as a label. And my travel experience, and this is the main thing of tour season, the travel experience has been fucked up. Airports are terrible, yo.
They're bad right now. Real bad.
It's real bad. They canceled my flight from North Carolina to Denver when we were boarding, son. You know what I mean? I was about to walk on a joint, and they were like, "It's dead." And they didn't just delay it. They delayed it till 10 in the morning the next day, and then they stuck me in a fucking Clarion, dog. You know what I'm saying? They stuck me in the Clarion, the hood joint. You know what I mean? So I'm in the hood joint, and then I had to fly out from there. But yo, here's the crazy part, right? And this is the universe. And this is what I really try to tell people, man. You got to believe in the universe because the universe is you. And you got to believe in yourself. The fucking shit, yo, I put up a post about how bad my travel situation was. And my man Bill, who's the DJ for Atmosphere with Ant, right? You know what I'm saying? He fucking saw my post, hit me up. They just played a festival in Denver. And he was like, hey, yo, I saw your post, bro. What's happening? We're going to be at the airport at 11:30. And he was like, our lobby calls 11. We'll be there like 11:30. What time is your flight get at the airport? 11 a.m., yo. So I ended up linking with my guys. And then I found out that Slug was on a sneak attack and was coming to Strange Famous Fest. So like it all came together. And like that's the whole thing. The summer, the traveling was hard, but it was great. I went to Rhode Island. and did a show at the end of the summer, right? And it was my first time using TSA pre-check, which is fucking crazy. If y'all don't have pre-check, yo,
pre-check.
Oh my God, yo,
magic.
It is.
Everybody in the pre-check line they look so happy.
They're not thinking
they look so happy.
Take your belt off, just put your shit, walk
Look,
through.
When I saw the checkout in Denver, I said never again. You know what I'm saying? The security check, I happened to finesse that, but I said never again. I got my pre-check, and that was my maiden voyage, you know what I'm saying, to Rhode Island, and that shit, like, it was
sailing.
Oh my God, yo, peanut butter met fucking jelly on wheat. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Dang. Like, that shit took sliced bread to another level, yo, diagonal. You know what I mean? Crustables, yo, and Uncrustables. A little bit of preference.
Y'all fly more than me. I ain't got there yet.
Well, I do for work.
Yes.
So I had to get the pre-check, but it's been a huge...
Everybody in that line looks very happy.
Yeah, it's so relaxed.
Yo, what fucking line? You know what I'm saying? There is no line.
The person...
You walking straight through, dog.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody in that club looks a lot happier.
If you fly through a lot of small airports, the pre-check is the same line as the regular, but they give you a little card that you get through a different scanner. That's the only thing. But all right, so I'm glad you had a good tour season. I like that story. It's a really good story. You've done a real TED Talk. Now on this show, we have Tez Talk.
Yes.
Where Tez pretends to talk about dead-ass birds or whatever's going on.
No, I just talk about climate change and how those...
Look at these dead-ass birds.
Like that. So, do you have any pointers that you can give him about how to give a proper TED Talk?
Oh, yo, do you all... I'm going to tell you like this, yo. A lot of people don't know this shit, right? I'm going to put y'all on. I was just talking about the TED Talk yesterday, the shorty and shit. Check this out, yo. So, with TED Talks, there's like rules. Like you're supposed to have like a person that like is your trainer or whatever that you rehearse with, and you like build a better TED Talk structurally. You do a practice of it. You make sure that you present it to the panel like the day before, and you walk through the whole thing, and then you do it later. And you have to add a PowerPoint and all that shit. I said fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? I made no plan. I freestyled my TED Talk. You know what I'm saying? I love that. And the best part is like the day before the event, I had to go and show them what I was going to talk about, right? And I was like, all right, and I got boom, and I hit them quick with the words and everything. You know what I'm saying? I gave it to them. It was a lot of information, right? And they were like, wow, that was really good. And they were like, you know, are you going to be able to do that again? I said, fuck no, I'm not going to be able to do that again. And so the next day I showed up, and I was like, I'm flipping the script on them. I'm going to Obama these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Which means the gravitas, the space, right? So I got out there. I'm going to tell y'all a real story about the TED Talk. And this is where the gem for you to understand it comes from, okay? I walk out on stage. Mind you, it was an incredible experience. Backstage talking to different speakers. One dude got hit by a truck and flew 15 feet. He saw the Emerald Throne when he was dead. All kinds of shit, right? You know what I'm saying? And his moral of the story was happiness is something you don't have to get hit by a car and almost die to find. It's already there within you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yo, check this shit out. I walked out on stage, right? You can watch my TED Talk. It's 4 minutes and 44 seconds. They told me I'd be like in the middle. They made me the closer. They were like, you're going to headline this thing.
Batista.
Yeah,
they're smart. They're smart.
They can tell. They can tell.
They're not like, dumb people. You should be the closer.
Also, I have a side question on this. You presented them this thing, but then what's to say you're going to do that same thing when they turn the cameras on live, right?
Nothing.
Did whatever. Yeah.
Nothing. It's time for a trust fall.
Be like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Then I get out there and be like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there was never a piece of paper. Right. So I walked out and I looked at the crowd. And that's why I said chance is a choice, choice is a chance. You know what I'm saying? And I said that shit, which ironically, it's funny how we got here. And I started talking, right? Now my homies, my teens in the crowd, my mom's in the crowd and shit. And I look, right? I look to my left, right? And there's this dude, man. Now this dude is what you call a dwarf, perhaps, a little person, right? Me and a little man lock eyes. You know what I'm saying? Because I respect that shit. It takes a lot every single fucking day just to do something normal. Me and this man look in each other's eyes, and then his feet twitched, and I let go. His feet went like this, and I let go, yo. And then that's where the whole TED Talk came from. I decided I had to get out of my own way and present the truth within myself. And the moment I felt like I was getting it was the moment to cut the cord and walk the fuck away. So you give the people the meaning, the message, and you get the fuck out their face, because that's enough. If you give them too much, it becomes less. So I gave, yeah, exactly. And that's not what my message was about, because life in itself, when it's articulated in the form of words, is approximate. The more I give you, the further away we get from the fucking point, which is understanding. And so if I can give you something that allows you to enhance your understanding, you can carry that with you. My job is done as the messenger, because that's all I'll ever be. It's not about me. It's bigger than that. So when I got up there, I gave them what I've been through these things. I do this thing, but guess what? I use that and I say, what the fuck now? You know what I'm saying? Instead of like, oh, now what? Like, now what? So I'm gonna own this and I'm gonna use this and I'm gonna build with this because I am this. No matter what happens, nothing changes who you are, no matter who people may tell you you've become because of whatever the fuck you went through. And if you can't self-actualize and self-identify early on in the situation to see that you are great and have the seed of greatness within yourself, motherfuckers gonna steal your fruit as soon as it drops because you're gonna bear fruit no matter what.
You might not even notice it's happening.
Hey, look,
I hope
here,
you were
man.
listening, Chip.
Yeah. What? No, we got to have you back
Yes, please.
in studio the next time, because I mean,
Yeah.
this is important stuff for people to understand, because I think I'm not going to do justice even responding to that.
No, there you go. Good job.
Shut up.
We should have hit him with you keep interrupting a couple times.
No,
in this segment, you've interrupted a few times, but we'll let you go.
I'm only to ask important questions.
Okay.
Hit me. What else you got?
All right, so let me close this by asking.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a new record that's coming out. We've been playing tracks from
Incredible
from your stuff.
Thank you.
I think this is the first interview you've done about the new record that comes out.
Yeah.
In November.
Right. Yes, it comes out November 3rd. We're gonna debut the first single, which is called "For the Culture." Y'all heard that, actually, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna debut that October 5th. It'll be on Man by Stars Records. We're gonna drop the pre-save links and all that bullshit soon. I believe we'll give you all a video too. This whole album for me is a different kind of thing sonically, and it's something I've been working on for a very long time and trying to find the proper way to release it. So I'm really excited about giving it to the people. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's called The Lie because nobody wants to hear the fucking truth. It's negative and nobody wins. But you know what? It's a good fucking time. And it's raw. And you got to ask yourself, is this real? Is this what happened? I'm going to let y'all decide that shit for once. Because great art's not to be explained. It's to be understood. You know what I mean? It's not to be underwhelming
really
to a
excited
constant
for this
thing. I'm going to kill y'all.
Can you come back? Can you come back when the record officially comes out?
Please.
And talk about it here? Maybe even we can fit in a live performance?
I can't come back, but I can go forward. And I'm going to be there forward. I ain't coming back. I'm coming forward for y'all motherfuckers right there.
See, that's why we get great guests on this show.
Whoever
you do
books
a good
these
job.
guests
is amazing. All right, so and where can everybody get the pre-saves? They can follow you. They can get all this information and stuff.
Everything I do is just like my name on the screen right now. It's BlackLiq. You can go to BlackLiq.com. It'll link tree the fuck out of you. You know what I'm saying? You can find me on social media. It's all BlackLiq on every platform. All I ask is that you do two things. One is that you follow me, which is fucking weird to say. But two is that if you have something to talk about or something to say, or if you're just going through some shit, hit me up, yo. Don't act like you're a fucking follower or a fan, because you're a person just like me. We're on the same ground and we deserve to have interactions with each other that go beyond the slight nudge of a like or something, because this life shit is hard, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Used to be like that in 2009.
Yeah, but that's
it used to be like
thing.
that.
You don't see artists inviting people to interact with them like that. That's phenomenal.
Yeah,
that's
what I want, yo.
That's what the whole purpose of this shit is for.
Yeah, it should be, but it isn't.
Not,
but that's yo, please do that for us too while you're at it, I guess. Comment.
Yeah, smash their fucking button again.
Yeah, smash our button.
Like break it. Yeah, smash it and break it and crack your phone screen while you do it. And then trade it in for an iPhone 15 so you can get fucked by Apple again and get a note on your phone. You know what I'm saying? Then you can ask your friend with their shitty Droid phone for their charger, and you can feel like you guys have something in common again until you send them a video and it looks like shit, because that's the game. You know what I'm saying?
It is. And sadly, I play it.
Before you get Mr. Apple here too wound up, let's just that is okay. That was everything. That was all the things at once. Okay, that was what's the name of that movie with that?
Everything Everywhere, yo.
Yeah, that was Everything Everywhere all the time. And that was Black Liq. We're gonna play another track of yours when we hit the break. Tell everybody one more time where they can find you, follow you, and all the social medias and all that kind of good stuff.
I'm gonna give it to you all raw like this, yo. BlackLiq, BlackLiq.com. I ain't trying to Lindsey Graham y'all with that bullshit where I give you a site and tell you to fucking donate. What I'm trying to do is make sure you understand. BlackLiq. You can find me anywhere on every motherfucking thing. But what it's really about is connection. If you follow me, if you engage me, if you hit me up and say, hey, follow me back, I will fucking follow you back. If you leave a comment, you know what I'm saying? I might not be good at comments all the time, but I'm going to find you and I'm going to talk to you about this shit. But if you're going through a real difficult life scenario, that's what the fuck I'm really here for, because my life is crazy. I go through all kinds of heavy shit every day, but that's what I'm here for. That's what Nicolas Cage is here for in the background, too. We're going to steal the motherfucking Constitution because we got fortitude. So, like, let's link. Let's actually connect on this thing and not just fucking play around and posture and sniff each other's butts. It's BlackLiq, Black Liq. And if you got pictures of cats, dogs, anything, send them my way, because I love the kitty thugs. I love the animals. And shout out to the Richmond SPCA, because I love the work that they do. And I love anything that's about saving and helping the animals, yo. Truly.
Hey, this is amazing.
I'm all for it.
Thank you, Black Liq.
Shout out to Lindsey Graham.
Yo, hey, that dude, man.
And the ladybugs, too.
Yeah.
We love the ladybugs.
Lady G's a big fan of this show.
Not the ladybugs. You ain't have to bring that up, dog.
Hey, look, man, he brought it.
You ain't have to bring that up, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have to do that. Yo, that's like the weird ass.
What everybody loves.
It's a school night. He's a teacher. Let the man go.
I'm aware of all these things. Like, nah, yo.
Ladybugs. I decided to do it today. You let it go.
I want to say also, you a man of your word. You wore the WRR shirt, and I really appreciate that, yo. And it's the kitty thug joint, right?
I asked my kids to pick which one, and they went with the one with the cat. So I didn't know that you're a cat person. But
yes, I am.
This is a 2017 one, by the way. It's an old shirt.
Yeah, that's hard to get one, yo. I know about that shit.
Sustaining member a long time. So shout out to WRIR and everybody. Go be a sustaining member and support public radio, please.
Indie radio, anywhere. Every platform, every independent platform. Support that shit. But yo, one more time, make sure that you go online and you fucking smash the shit out of these guys' subscribe buttons and all the weird following things like that. And you hit them up and you holler at them and you tell them whatever they do, never mention the ladybugs again.
Never again.
That is off the table, dog.
That's off the table. Don't listen to this show, because I'm not the one to bring it up.
That shit.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you, Black Liq, bro. I appreciate it.
We're going to take a break. We're going to play another one of your records. We really appreciate it.
Such a great fucking interview. Such a great
interview. Yo, thank you.
We appreciate you, brother, man.
You're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Sweeps!
For this I live and die, all in the name of rhyme. It's the feeling that I get when my problems, they disappear. It's a process, not the product, reflection without a bit. It's the fear of disappointing, the lust of the transmission. It's the session and the learning that only come from the living. It's the limits, not the premise, power beyond the word. It's the pen, it's the moment, the minute it's being heard. It's the start, not the finish, image that's in my mind. It's the only time that I feel free. It's time that I spent, never wasted. Even when I was wasted, every line that I copied and pasted, my text and pasted. It's patience and locations, it's fun, it's everything. Being while becoming, learning how to breathe and MC. It's conception, ill conceived, perceived by those received. It's a product, it's my heart on the sleeve, or CD, or the stream, or the screen. It's me, my silent screams, losing sleep for the dream. It's me, and I believe in the. I started out with poetry, hoping no one would notice me. I faced poverty, placed priority on my story. The only way out was the only way in. I chose being patient when people thought I was waiting. I've turned down women, made good, bad decisions, and bad good decisions while living all of my lyrics. The only thing it ever took from me is time. For this I live and die, all in the name of rhyme. My mind doesn't work like these others, but I discovered that for me there is no other. This is my bread and butter. For this I chose to suffer, told it covered and covered. From this I met my brothers, sisters, others recovered. Pieces of my puzzle, I struggled but I survived. I put pride to the side, I've done what others tried. I've told truth when they told me to lie for the rhyme, even if it meant that I wouldn't shine in front of blind. This is my window to soul. My ode to this that I owe. For all the notes that felt like a blow to the nose. Undisclosed, open to close. I've worked hard to take hold, then let it go. Cause really that's how it goes. This is goals when no one is there and no one cares. This is my moment to prove I am here, that I am rare. This is my legacy, written upon this earth. This is more than I deserve, the gift that comes from curse. I started out with poetry, hoping no one would notice me. I faced poverty, placed priority on my story. The only way out was the only way in. I chose being patient when people thought I was waiting. I've turned down women, made good, bad decisions, and bad, good decisions while living all of my lyrics. The only thing it ever took from me is time. For this I live and die, all in the name of rhyme.
Fantastic
That was
interview.
before,
We're gonna replay
yes,
that
please.
interview several times this
Christ,
week.
so good.
So good. We'll probably cut it up and release it as its own thing.
Right. It should be its own, it should sit alone.
Yeah, we're gonna see if we can do that. Bryan, can you make a clip that is the entire interview? Is that a thing you know how to do?
Come on,
He's
man.
laughing at
God
me.
gracious.
Okay. Bryan, if you would please do us the favor of making that interview into its own clip, and we will broadcast it separately on this network because I happen to know the people who own this place. You know that?
Actually, he posted that he would like to do that as well. So
Oh, well, perfect.
There it is.
Let's
See,
do
great
that.
minds.
We can do that. Okay. Tez, what time is it?
It's Tez Talk time.
It is Tez Talk time.
Look at these dead ass birds.
All right. All right. Usually this is a time where we talk about the climate. Set that aside for a short period of time.
Okay.
Now I want to talk about a football coach.
Okay.
This football coach.
I'm a little worried where this is going.
This football coach.
Is it round football or pointy football?
Pointy.
Okay.
Yeah, so even crazier. This football coach was not the best in his state.
No.
He still isn't.
No.
In
Is it
the-
Mel Tucker?
No.
No.
Talked about it last week. And I just want to know, when do we get to a point where we can look and say, hey, F you, we got to move on. And it seems like Chuck Schumer figured that out today.
I was going to say,
Yes.
this did, you looked ahead.
I did look ahead
Yeah.
on there, but
This is a great.
But I've been thinking about this for a while because this is not new. This has been happening
It's
for
just been
fucking months.
ongoing for like.
It's been happening
months.
for fucking months. And like, right, I know, like, if you haven't heard, and we'll get to this probably if we don't get to it later, but yes, they've worked around.
One would say they've done an end run
Yes, that's
around a bad
Right.
football coach.
around a bad football coach
It's an RPO.
to do something that is very basic.
Really
It's
basic.
really basic, right? Military, they're promotions.
There are.
And they usually do this in a bulk. Because
Yeah.
who has time to be doing this shit one at a time?
Well, and these
And-
promotions require Senate confirmation because we have civilian control of the military
Right.
in this country.
And again, the Senate's not out here. Like, the Senate's like, hey,
They
you
only
think
work
they're
3
good?
days a week.
Yeah, they're like, yo, you think they're good? All right,
Yeah,
I think they're
it's
good
fine.
too. Cool. Let's
Cool.
push them
Yeah,
through.
push them through.
I do think that we are in a very precarious state right now where,
Maryland?
well, no, but just in the fact of like, of our military
Yeah.
being at like fully equipped to defend the United States of America.
It's a difficult task.
And I never thought that a Republican
Would stop the military industrial complex dead in its tracks.
and not one from the South.
Right. From a state that is
From a
very dependent
state
on
that is
military
very,
funding.
yes.
Yeah.
And I do think, again, as you look to, if you're on the fence about who you're voting for, and right, like, I'm a Republican, I'm voting for Republicans, this is madness.
These
Look
are
at
not
300,
Republicans.
300, right? I think it's 300
It's,
people.
it's 300 promotions that are being held up, and these we're talking about flag officers,
Right.
right? So when you get to a certain level in the military and you get promoted to, like, a general, generals have to be confirmed, admirals
Yeah.
have to be confirmed, and so across all of the services, whether it's the Army, Air Force, or Marines that have generals, or the Navy that has admirals, these things all need Senate confirmation. And as you mentioned, it's usually a bulk thing. But Mr. Big Ears,
Mr. Big Ears.
the losingest coach at Auburn,
Right.
Tommy Tuberville, is like, nah, the United States shouldn't have. And
the reason why
is the dumbest reason
it's the
possible.
dumbest reason ever.
One, he's upset that the military is willing to pay for service members to transit states to get medical care.
Guess what? You know there's not a draft anymore, right? You know,
That's
people
correct.
sign the fuck up.
Not only that, but like they don't get to choose where they get stationed.
Right.
So if you are from a state where
Yeah.
there is health care available,
Right.
and you sign up to defend your country and you get transferred to go be in a state where there is not available health care and you need health care, the military is like, hey, you know what? We're the one to put you over here. No problem. We'll move you to the place where you need the health care. We'll get you the health care, and then you can go back to doing your job. Thank you for volunteering your life to protect this country. The least we can do is protect your life while you're just here waiting around for us to throw you into a God knows where desert. And Tommy Tuberville is like, no.
Right. And like this, like I get it. Like it's a bullshit ass system, but it's a system that we got to work within at this point. And
He's also mad about the Navy reading books.
Yes.
And poetry in particular.
Ah, yes, that poetry.
Yeah. He thinks it's going to make sailors gay.
Oh, God.
Which is
Come on,
surprising because they're already sailors.
I mean, being that this is a Republican and being that they said that this could take years to like we could feel the effects of this for years to come. I thought we supported the troops. I just don't know how this is, right? If you just bring it down to politics, I don't know how this is a winning issue.
It is a winning issue
for 20%
statewide in Alabama because the people in Alabama, first of all, don't know how the system works.
Fair.
They are willing to accept. No, they don't. And they are willing. They are willing to accept a series of lies. Yeah, 25% of the population in Alabama knows better. They're also the ones who are overwhelmingly the ones who are serving from Alabama.
Crazy.
Don't worry, they only get one voting district. So the people that he represents don't know, and they don't care. To them, the real war is not the war against the Soviets. It's not the war against the dangerous terrorists who are trying to kill us. It's the war against woke. That's what they're fighting. They're more worried about preventing women from accessing health care and more worried about whether there are gay sailors than they are about whether we have sufficient military protection against advanced worldwide threats. I mean, I understand that if you're from Alabama, you're not too worried about the Russians bombing you because there isn't anything in Alabama that they need to bomb because it's Alabama, except for the fact that fucking NASA is in Alabama.
Yeah.
In Huntsville.
Yeah.
So the people in Huntsville are responsible for keeping the ICBMs that protect us from the bad guys who have ICBMs working. But you, Alabamians, have no idea about that because you can't read. And that's your problem. And it's evidenced by who you keep electing.
Yeah, I find
Nick
this
Saban for Senate.
I found this story to be insane.
Saban should run.
He should run.
He'd win.
He would easily win.
You know why? Because he has a record of beating the shit out of Tommy Tuberville. Moving on.
Moving the hell on.
Women matter, apparently. Did you know that?
Well,
I learned that this week.
God, Rolling Stone.
That Rolling Stone has ruined a lot of things.
They have.
Very specifically, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I hate the way that they run this thing. But regardless, this dude, Jan Wenner, or Jan Wiener, I don't know how you call it.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yawn.
Jan.
Thanks, Brian.
Founder of this beloved magazine.
Yeah. He was like, I'm going to write a book about, like influences in rock and roll.
You know what the name of this book is called, right?
No.
It's called The Masters.
The Masters.
Yeah.
It's like the golf tournament.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really love it.
Yeah. All right, it's fine. There's Masters of Craft. That's cool. And now look, I'm a rock and roll guy.
Right.
I look at this list of people that he wanted to cover in his book. I'm not disagreeing.
It was all white.
It is all white, but I'm not saying Bob Dylan,
Yeah, no.
Jerry Garcia, Mick Jagger,
That's
John
not what
Lennon,
it was.
Bruce
Yeah,
Springsteen,
no.
Pete Townsend, and Bono don't belong
Hell
on
no.
the list.
No, of course.
All of them tremendous musicians,
Yeah.
huge, and all of them have. I could go on for days about
Janis
various
Joplin, though?
but how come? Yeah, Sister Rosetta is not on this list. Is she basically? How come Little Richard is not on this list?
How?
He invented rock and roll.
I'll tell you how.
Oh, go ahead, Brian.
So
Is it because he's queer and black?
no,
Maybe
I viewed it.
enough.
I viewed it. I was as
Yeah,
I was
haven't
reading
gotten
it.
to the quote yet.
Right, I was reading this article.
Go ahead, read
And-
the quote, Brian. Tell us what he said.
Well, I don't have it up, so but you can read it. But my opinion is this. It's his opinion. I mean, I was.
The book's not called John Werner's Opinions or my
I understand
favorites.
that. I
It's called The
understand.
Masters.
I understand it.
Little
But
Richard, master.
but
of his
but
craft.
but again, hear me out. I know you and all of us, we agree the fact is like there should be more people in this list.
Yes.
But based for him, he's writing it. He's been part of the Rolling Stones, echelon for a very long time. So he's met these artists since the beginning of the magazine. It's his opinion.
I want to point out the magazine.
But
was
point out
founded
what
in,
he's
like
saying.
1967. Little Richard invented rock and roll in 1954,
Right.
or whatever. But
It
okay,
wouldn't be his magazine. Your magazine wouldn't
I
be
get
what
that.
it is.
I get that.
it's named
But
after a Muddy Waters record. He didn't somehow.
Right,
get Muddy
right.
Waters in there.
I get that, and I know that later on he was quoted. In fact, is like, well, why not Curtis Mayfield? Why not Marvin Gaye? Mind you, notable. Yes, they should
They
be in this
just
book.
didn't articulate at that level. That's the quote.
Yeah, that's his quote. So I believe it's like I viewed it as this. It's his opinion. If that's how he feels, fine. Let someone else write another book. In addition to what his current master list, in addition to anybody
This is
else.
one of the
I
most
don't-
powerful people in music.
Yeah, but
he's been that for years.
I don't disagree with one of the
No.
premises here that Brian's talking about. Because, okay, you and I could have, we all three of us could have these conversations about the best insert quality here
Mhm.
in music that could go on for days and reach no resolution.
Of course.
Right.
Okay. I've had these endless debates about who's the best MC of such and such a style or whatever, and these things go on forever. And in my world, what really turns into these completely endless debates is about greatest guitar player. Greatest guitar player. This goes on forever. Name your top 10. My top 10 are never the same top 10. There's not 10. There's 300.
It's music.
It's just, yeah, it's like wide open. If you're a music lover, the easy thing to do when you're confronted with this question is to say, there's too many to pick a definitive.
Mhm.
But if I had to say,
Right.
here are some that I think are great,
Mhm.
but there are also others who are great that I just don't have the space or time to include. He could have said that.
He could have said that
But he didn't say that. He said they just didn't articulate at that level.
into his opinion. I know it didn't add on, but you could put in parentheses or whatever. It is based off of him.
I mean, I'll grant you that if we're talking about rock and roll, I'm not saying Stevie Wonder didn't contribute to rock and roll. He very certainly has.
he has.
But if you don't want to include him in that conversation, that's fair.
Mhm.
I was mowing the lawn a week ago, and I was listening to a promo for a podcast, and they're like, did you know that rock and roll was invented by a queer black man? And like a lot of people are just discovering this. And I said out loud in my backyard to nobody, who is just discovering that Little Richard exists?
You're just discovering it because a guy like this who's had a lot of power for many years.
How can
has
you
not,
hide Little Richard?
But again, Rolling Stones has dictated music for a long time.
Yeah.
They've dictated, even going into like the MTV generation and all that, they have
They
dictated
dictate
music.
the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's
They
bullshit.
dictate this. And again, let's just take Little Richard as the prime example here. For him not to be included in this tells me everything I need to know. It just tells me what I need to know.
My
And it can be
kids
his
ask me,
opinion.
like,
It can
who-
be his
You
opinion.
know, where did rock and roll come from? They ask this.
Mhm.
And I tell them, I say, look,
That's not opinion. That's fact.
that's a hard
It's a fact. Look,
That's a fact.
I
It
get
is-
that.
It can be his opinion, but
It's
there's
a
fact.
hard
get
question
that.
to say exactly when it became rock and roll.
Mhm.
but there's no question about the like pantheon of people involved in the generation of rock and roll. I don't mean generation like age-wise. I mean the creation, the genesis of. All right, you can make an argument. Chuck Berry, Sister Rosetta, and Little Richard, Bill Haley in the comments, and Buddy Holly, and that's there's not a lot of people can argue about that.
He would.
Who?
Because I didn't hear Buddy Holly saying in his list, his master list.
Yeah, I don't see fucking Chuck Berry in this list.
Right. So again,
Chuck Berry then in the word rock and roll.
I get that, but the thing is here is like, look, just like any list, anybody who wants to do whatever, how they feel of who's who of whatever genre, to me is like it's your opinion.
He's allowed to do it. He did it.
He's allowed to, yeah.
And so now I'm allowed to be like,
but,
what the fuck?
But I think based off of this discussion is the fact is like where he's getting knocked off of the Rolling Stones board of directors because why? Janis Joplin is not on his master's book.
And what he said, it's what to Chip's point.
To me, again, it's like
he could have just lied.
But no, the way to me now, just like we were talking earlier, is about the wokeness. Is like okay. I'm looking at it as like it's his opinion.
He could
if he didn't want
enough space to cover all these other people.
Look, that's a PC way to get out of it. At least he's blunt, but at least he was blunt about it. And it's like, hey, she didn't make the list because I didn't view it that way.
But he didn't say. He said the women were just the women didn't live. Oh, if I remember what I heard from him, the women didn't either articulate it or they didn't again like move him in a way like.
She didn't, in my mind, meet that test. Not by her work, not by other interviews she did. The people I interviewed were the kind of philosophers of rock. Mm-hmm. That's a question about whether Joni Mitchell should be included as a philosopher of rock and roll.
Are we serious?
Are you? If you're not including Joni Mitchell, you're out of your mind.
And that's why you should be out of your job because you don't obviously know rock and roll.
Right. That's the question. How does a guy who is a co-founder of the magazine about rock and roll so blatantly miss this shit? I'm 3 generations from the beginning of rock and roll, if you really want to go back far enough, right? But my parents are the rock and roll generation. I was raised in this. I can't even imagine a world without Joni Mitchell.
And also, too, the fans have let you know, where people fall in this.
They had an opportunity to back out of this.
The fans have shown with a lot of these artists where this falls in. So he can have his opinion. Again, I'm not arguing that. I can look at this and say, hey, that's your opinion. Keep it. But certain shit is fact.
You can't call things definitive when they're not.
Yeah.
Just leave it more open-ended.
Call this shit John Werner's favorite list. Don't call this shit the Masters. Because it's his favorite list. If he called it the favorite list, I'd be like, you know what? It's his favorite list. No issues with it. Don't call this shit the Masters.
And I got no problem with like talking to Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen. Like, that's cool, man. I want to read that. I want to read that interview.
Bunch of white men that are called the Masters never worked out in this fucking country, y'all. Hasn't worked out. Just hasn't.
Even if you don't mean it that way.
Even it just doesn't work out.
You have an opportunity to get it right.
But again, I understand why he came up to Bryan's point. He's like, yo, the fuck, I'm co-founder of Rolling Stones.
Also,
I'll say what the fuck I want.
Here's the question, right?
And he apologized after, I think, didn't he?
Little Richard just died, like in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So this guy has been at the helm of this magazine since 1967. At some point, I'm sure he's interviewed him, or if he hasn't, that's the shame right there. How do you run the preeminent magazine about rock and roll and you never talk to the progenitor of rock and roll? Clearly he must have talked to him.
He must not think that he's that. That's why.
So, right. Either he didn't talk to him and that's an indictment, or he did talk to him and he didn't include him. That's just as bad. It's not like me doing the interviews. I don't have access to
let's put it this way. I started reading Rolling Stones right around at least around the mid 80s, where to me, I felt music really, really had hit its peak because of the MTV generation, stuff like that. If you go before that, I would bet you majority of the artists that were being interviewed on Rolling Stone were majority white.
Oh, of course
And
they were.
in addition to that, I felt like it was mostly male-led artists.
Of course they were.
So for you to say that the fact that did he ever had a chance to interview Little Richard, I would doubt it.
Well, no, he had the opportunity. He didn't.
You can say he had an opportunity. I don't think he wanted to do that.
If you're a
Why?
writer for Rolling
Why?
Stone,
I mean, because here's why. Here's why. Because I felt like with Rolling Stones, one, you're taking the title based off of a European artist or European group.
they got that name from Muddy Waters.
I know that, but the thing is the fact that it's like the way this article, and in addition to the way the magazine was promoted, especially during the 60s, it was mainly pushing towards white America and
right.
trying
There's
to promote all those
song
artists
about getting on the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Right.
Right. I'm gonna buy 5 copies for my mother. I know the whole thing.
Right. So again, I know for well they're not going to talk to any black artists. There's no point.
They did. They talked to plenty of them. Michael Jackson was on the cover of Rolling Stone 100 times. But like,
yeah, but when he was he there when he was on the Jackson 5?
Yeah. Rolling Stone was a weekly at some point. Like
it was
they had to
weekly.
cover
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. If Rolling Stone, look, if you're a reporter for Rolling Stone, you can get access and you can get to somebody.
Mhm.
They made a whole movie about it called Almost Famous.
Yeah.
Where like you can get someplace and get on a tour bus and talk to somebody for an hour.
Mhm.
There's no way on God's green earth that this guy, the founder of Rolling Stone magazine, did not have an opportunity to talk to any of these people who we're talking about who didn't get included in this list. He had the opportunity.
He probably had
He
the opportunity.
probably did take the opportunity.
Mhm.
He probably did do the interviews, and he probably did publish the articles about it.
Right. So
But
in
when
the,
he's
in
going
the
back
end,
and looking through it, he's looking at these interviews and saying, what that guy said doesn't add up to the same things that Bob Dylan said.
Mhm.
And therefore I don't want to include him in that list. That's what that sounds like to me.
okay. So again, we're back to where it's like it's his opinion.
It's his opinion, but it doesn't have to be. There's no limit to this. You could have just said, yeah. And
Then the way I see it, then the way you're
It's like the opinion of like Major League Baseball not having any black people playing in it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they can. My opinion is I don't
They
think they
probably can't play
play
baseball.
That's
No.
not a fact.
But here's the thing: when you have him, when you have Jan's, this is his book. He can put in anything he wants into
No
it.
question about that.
Okay,
Yes.
so again, you're complaining the fact that this is his book
I'm allowed
that
to do
he's
that.
writing, and these are his
He has
opinions
the right
into
to
this.
publish
Yeah,
the
he's
book,
allowed- I'm
absent
not
all
saying
these
yo.
people, and I
I
have
have
the right to comment on
it.
it.
Okay, you have
And
the right
not
to
only do I
complain.
have the
So
right to
again,
complain about it, but the board of directors of Rolling Stone has the right to say, you know what, this is a bad look for us. We don't
no.
want
Now
this shit.
this is
Why don't they have to do that? Man
this
doesn't know
is what
music,
no,
obviously.
this is
Clearly not.
Doesn't know music.
okay. No, he does because of the fact is like these are the people he believes that he feels in his book that he's writing are his masters. That's him. Now, if you want
As
to
a
do,
board, I'm here
hold
for-
on. If you want to have
Are they publicly traded?
a,
I don't know. I'm just asking.
but if you want to have other writers to make a huge quote unquote Rolling Stones masters book, then I could understand
They've
your
got
plight
several
about this.
encyclopedias about music and all that stuff. We could go on for days about it. This is kind of the point here, though, right? That like music conversations about superlatives and who's the best and who's this and who's that. These things are never ending.
Right.
They go on forever, and because they are opinion based, like
Yeah,
like
I'm
you
not
said,
arguing that.
the problem is not that he had an opinion about this. The problem is that when he was confronted with the, hey, you seem to have left a lot of people out, instead of saying, well, I would have liked to include them, but I didn't have the time or the space, he said they weren't articulate enough.
Or if he just said it's my book and I decided to put, like, he could have said that and
But
I'd
he
have been
didn't
cool.
say that. He said
It's
that
my book, I
those
put it on one of
people who weren't included, it's somehow their fault for being less articulate. And that's a very loaded word.
Yeah, come on now.
And he knows better. He's not like he
So
doesn't
then
know
now,
anything.
okay, so now you're going into the more modern day ideology of saying it's like I'm hurting these people's feelings who've been dead for at least 20, 30 years by now, most of them, and to the point where it's like you're hurting our feelings about this.
And
This is about feelings now.
it's not about feelings.
It has to be because it's like you're again, he's writing his own book in association, probably in association with Rolling Stone, I can understand the fact that Rolling Stone feels like, no, you're wrong. I understand that plight. I feels like if you're going to associate your name to our name, I can understand what you're saying.
They got to protect themselves.
Of course, they have to protect themselves, but they have to understand.
Response.
It's the response. It's not the book.
It's not the book. It's the response to the question.
But again, the response is the fact is like, look, this is my opinion, and your butt hurt feelings. To the fact is like what I just said is because the reason Joni Mitchell's not in this book or Janis Joplin's not in this book. F that. I understand. Now, mind you, I'm playing devil's advocate here.
He could have said that.
He could have said that.
He didn't say
but
that.
He didn't say it because
he said Joni Mitchell is inarticulate.
Again, that's
his
ridiculous.
opinion.
That's his opinion, isn't it?
It's factually inaccurate.
I know it's factually inaccurate, but it's his opinion. But if he's allowed to say it,
he's allowed.
Why
We're not saying he's not allowed to say it.
So we should just hear it. We should hear him say something outlandish and be like, well, that's okay.
No. He is as allowed to say that as the rest of the world is allowed to have a reaction against it.
I understand. Yeah, that's the thing.
This is the reaction.
But for him to get knocked off the board because of it,
the board is allowed to do what the hell
it has
they
its
want.
own free speech rights.
Yeah, he can. The board can kick off whoever they want. That's
shit. FIFA finally got rid of
they're allowed
Spanish
to do
coach
that.
for kissing somebody.
Just like he's allowed to have his opinion.
He's allowed.
It's allowed. Everything's allowed.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Sorry, you got kicked off the board.
I want to be clear for the record. It is possible to have opinions and not be an asshole.
Yeah,
I have opinions. I try not to be an asshole about it.
Try.
I fail at it, but like it is possible that when confronted, if I gave a list of greatest guitar players of all time and I left off BB King somehow,
yeah,
and somebody goes, "Hey, you left off BB King, Buddy Guy, and Jimi Hendrix, and there's something common about all three of those guys," and I would have gone, you know what? The list is only finite. I didn't have enough room. You're right. They're great guitar players. And if I could, I would have included them all. And no slight.
But when you're in a place of power, you don't have to say that.
You don't
can
have
say
to
some
say that.
shit like they're inarticulate, which is just
Jimi Hendrix is no good at guitars. He's nowhere near as good as Eric Clapton. Could you imagine?
You could easily, and when you're in a place of power, you could say that.
And if you
He
did say
flexes
that,
power.
if you did say that, you get strangled with a guitar string. Like
Yeah,
it's
right.
it's outrageous.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean,
But it is possible to simply say, I couldn't include them. It wasn't really what the book was about. It didn't fit the criteria of what we were covering. Doesn't mean that they aren't valuable in their own right or whatever. But to choose the word they didn't articulate well enough.
come on, man.
Especially when you're talking about people like Joni Mitchell who are masters of language. I don't mean that like she's some great guitar player. She's an okay guitar player. She's a great songwriter, but she was is a master of language. It's articulate is the worst possible, inarticulate is the worst possible descriptor for that.
Yeah,
It's like saying Little Richard might have been good at writing lyrics, but he was only so-so at piano. It's ass backwards. His lyrics are, they're not great. They do the job.
Yeah,
That
are
ain't
you
the
listening?
thing. What we're listening for is the rhythm and the piano and what he's creating like in real time. Jerry Lee Lewis ain't writing great lyrics either, but he's mostly playing piano like Little Richard. Like it doesn't musically make sense to me. And this guy's supposed to be in charge of Rolling Stone.
He is.
Not anymore.
Well, not anymore.
It's a magazine
Yes.
I revere.
Yeah.
On the cover of the Rolling Stone. All right. Trump thinks abortion is bad.
But bad.
Because it's a bad voting issue.
It's a bad voting, and it's one of the smarter things he
He's
said.
right.
He's so right.
He's
I hear
100%
him.
right about
What-
this.
We're gonna put the
What was
graphic back up.
meme? When the worst
Yeah,
person
when
in the world is
the
right.
world agrees. Yeah, he's right, yo. And he can see this easy. He's like, wait, you guys are. But then it's also wild because he also
He's playing his own flock.
It's
Like
so
it's
crazy.
it's so blatant and in front of them, and they're not picking up on it.
But he also put the Supreme Court justices on there. It's crazy.
That's exactly what he's saying, though. in this interview with Kristen Welker, when he said all this stuff, and that what's getting reported here, this is an Axios story about it. He's like, yeah, I delivered you the court that eliminated Roe v. Wade.
No one told you to do this.
And he's, yeah.
No one told you guys to go do this.
Yeah, and he's like, but this is a losing issue. And what he's saying is, I got elected because you idiots wanted this thing. And now you've got this thing and you've overplayed your hand and you're not going to get reelected. Stop doing that. That's politically stupid. If he said it like that,
It's their opinion.
Yeah, for all the things that are wrong with Trump, he has a very good instinct about some of this stuff, and it's totally correct here. That the dog has caught the car, and they don't know what to do with it.
Didn't he invite? I think he also invited our Jenner, or said that Jenner would be allowed to come into like his club.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and they're like, the quote here is in 48 hours, or quote, in 48 hours, Trump couldn't answer if a man could become a woman and denounce pro-life legislation. I think I've seen enough, end quote, conservative radio host Eric Erickson tweeted.
But Eric Erickson's been pretty anti-Trump for a while.
Right, but I mean, again, these are conservative, like he has criticism coming. Here's the quote here. He said, about transgender right and his decision to allow Caitlyn Jenner to use the women's restroom at Trump Tower. Like, I mean, it's the kindness he's been.
Cannot get out of their own way.
It's really weird. We're in a weird time.
It doesn't make
It's a very
sense.
weird time. I don't know. It's really weird.
The entire gay vote should be Republican, but for this one thing. The entire Spanish vote would be Republican, but for this. The entire black vote would be Republican, but for this one thing.
Joe,
There's so many of these one things.
Hate. It's hate. It's hate. I don't know. Like, again, I'm all right. I'll be your strategist. I can get
Try not caring. That's my strategy right now. You want to be a Republican, you want to win things?
Don't care.
Try not caring. Try
care.
apathy.
Try.
You take a dose of it. Comes in a can, you crack the can, you drink 2 of them, and you go, you know what? Doesn't really fucking matter. Doesn't affect me. Nobody's made me gay from watching TV or whatever. It's like
Catching the gay.
Yeah.
We're always catching the gay. Oh, it's so crazy. Watch out. So the common gay. Be careful. Don't catch the common gay.
You don't want to be near somebody who's had an abortion. It might make you gay or something.
It's very weird.
It doesn't make
man.
any sense. Or Spanish. It'll make you you Mexican.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
what'll happen. All right. Alabama sucks. So here's the thing.
Again.
Yeah, there's more about this. As you probably know, the pre-clearance was struck down.
Yes, the
Pre-clearance was struck down, and so in Shelby County, so Alabama drew racist voting districts, and then they got caught in court
again.
And John Roberts, of all people, was like, "Whoa, Alabama, that's too racist." But Alabama was like, "Well, we're going to try it again." Now, why did they think they could try it again? They had a man on the inside.
Oh, God.
Leo.
Oh, God, I forgot.
That guy again.
Leo's back.
Leo is involved.
The dark money.
Yep.
Yes, that's
Leo
what it
and his
was.
dark
Oh,
money
God.
and his connection. So Bama is like, yo, we're going to give this another go. Do we think it can pass? And Leo interfaces between the Alabamians and one Mr. Beer Can Brett and goes, is there a path here? And Beer Can Brett goes, yeah, just bring it back, but just slightly change the argument a little bit. And they go, bet. So they pass these districts that are in direct violation. Where's the sandals picture?
Bad suit.
With that are in direct violation of the previous Supreme Court ruling. And they go, yeah, we're going to go for it and see if anybody's going to stop us. It gets tied up in court. And right away, there's all this chatter about how it might be okay. The Alabama government's brief before the 3-judge panel in September referenced a concurring opinion by Beer Can Brett,
of course,
that questioned whether, quote, race-based redistricting can extend indefinitely into the future. There's an expiration date. At some point, racism is over. It's
that's
like
Roberts'
milk.
whole shit.
It's like milk. It just has
so
an
crazy.
expiration date.
Yeah, you know.
How do they know that they've got a sympathetic ear? Because the actual money is transferring hands between Leo, Beer Can Brett, and neighbor Clarence. Outrageous. And we're covering this. This is the third week in a row that Leonard Leo is featured in a story. This guy's got to be stopped. I hope he doesn't live in my neighborhood.
He probably does.
No, he doesn't. He's much fancier.
Yeah, he
Jenny and
Calorama.
Clarence try to pretend that they're, with the people.
Leo's probably a Calorama guy.
I was going to go more like McLean.
Langley. McLean is, I could see that as
Great
well,
Falls.
too. Yeah,
something up there. Yeah, Potomac.
Potomac,
Maybe he hangs out with Danny. Him and
Maybe.
Snyder are like best friends. Probably.
Snyder lives in Virginia now.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
He lives in France.
That's where his boat's at.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of Alabama, it sucks.
Yeah.
You know who is not from Alabama but has a lot of fans in Alabama?
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Taylor Swift, big fan of the show. Loves voting rights. She has a few followers. Couple of them.
Couple million.
272 million, apparently.
It's more than that.
That's more than most countries.
Yes.
She said, "Are you registered to vote yet?" And she continued, "I've been so lucky to see so many of you at my U.S. shows recently. I've heard you raise your voices, and I know how powerful they are. Make sure you're ready to use them in our elections this year." Now, she did this previously, and she campaigned or supported a Democrat for a Senate race in Tennessee who lost because it's Tennessee.
Yeah, come on now.
But like all of the country fans were like, "Oh no, Taylor has abandoned us," or whatever.
I bet you won't start smashing her CDs.
Right? But somehow when again, this is the second time I know that she's just said, "Go out and register to vote." Go register to vote. Not picking a side.
Just go register.
Just go register to vote. And the backlash comes exclusively from the right.
We know why, because
voter registration is liberal.
And when more people register to vote, it usually goes on.
Conservatives lose.
Because again, people register and be like, well, even if they just go look at the issues like on the day they're going, look at these two issues and like, this seems okay.
The Republicans understand that they are not winning on their ideas. They're not winning on the merits.
No.
So their only solution is to remove the franchise from as many people as possible. So when anybody encourages anybody to vote, they're seen as liberal hacks or whatever. Like, of course you're trying to get people to vote because you're a fucking Democrat or whatever. God damn it! Why are you voting?
Go what?
Don't vote. It's something like that right that you have, just like that Second Amendment.
That one.
All right. Finally, let's finish up with a little bit of sports.
Got you.
Okay. The Orioles are clinched for the playoffs. How are
They're here.
How are the Nats doing?
Oh, we're not going to.
They're not going to playoffs.
We did what I said. I said 68 games is all I wanted.
Is that how
we
many
won 68 games. We're at 68 right now.
Lose the rest.
We're at 68. It's fine.
All right.
We'll be a force to be reckoned with very soon.
All right. Your Gunners barely 1-0 beat Everton, and it came late in the second half.
But again, let's just go through these stats. Let's go through these stats real quick.
Yeah.
Shots, 14 shots by Arsenal.
Yep.
8 by Everton.
It's a Sean Dyche team.
It's four shots on goal by us, 1 by you. Possession, 80% possession.
Right. We're parked the bus.
80%.
Parked the bus.
11 corners, 4 offsides on us, 10 fouls, two yellow cards.
You fucked yourselves out of this win.
You guys had 3. But again,
you should have won 6-0.
We won
based on those numbers.
But we won.
No, but you
we
get the
won.
3 points, but you only won 1-0.
We won.
Okay,
doesn't matter.
You didn't cover the spread.
We won.
You're terrible.
We're not terrible because you know what happened on Wednesday when the Champions League. Where's the music?
No, don't play.
Hold on, where's the music? We won the Champions League
by any reasonable barometer. Barely beating Everton is a loss. We are that bad. All right, turn that nonsense. Why is it in English? The rest of the continent doesn't matter. I don't like it how happy he is. Just like basking in this out of his fake iPhone. Is that the titanium iPhone?
Not yet.
Not yet. A couple weeks. It's a weird cult. All right. Can you focus?
Sorry. I'm back.
You should have won by a lot more.
You can keep saying that. We won.
Okay.
Clean sheet.
David Brooks self-owned himself. That's an own goal
Yeah.
on Twitter. Takes a picture of a burger and a giant glass of whiskey. And he goes, this meal cost me $78 and this is what's wrong with America or whatever. And everybody's quick to figure out that like the burger was $17. It's in an airport. Okay, it's
Understood.
pricey. However, that $55 glass of whiskey is really what caused your tab to go up. What's wrong with these elitists? If you're trying to make a case that American elites don't understand the people, this is backwards.
They know who they're playing to.
Yeah. You know who would never do that? EJ Dionne. Remember when it used to be Brooks and EJ on All Things Considered?
Wow.
EJ would never make that mistake. He would have taken a picture of like a Bud Light and like a bag of chips. And he'd be like, can you believe this cost me $6.50? Yeah. And he'd be like, that's what's wrong with America. Should have been $5.50. or whatever. Really marginal.
That's the best.
David Brooks, don't you know that people figure things out? All right. You hear the music?
Yeah, I do.
That means we've come to the end of the show.
Short one today.
Yeah, special thanks to BlackLiq for hanging out with us and being so cool. That was a dynamite interview.
That's
one
a
of the
great
best
interview.
ones we've
That
ever
is
had.
such a great interview.
He's probably going to become super famous now.
I mean,
did a great interview. Several Murrow Awards. You never know. It might have been famous. All right, shout out to Laszlo and Scott Smith.
Yes.
Being famous for being on our show. We love to see our friends doing well. We really do. Speaking of which, DST up to 27,000 views. One to that. Thanks to our radio partners. That's true. WDIK, WVAG, and KTIT. They're all real. All signs. I made up. Thanks to NOTN for keeping us on for another week. Thanks to our home on the interwebs, media.com. Thanks, as always, to our families here at Beltway Radio for being as smooth as Magnificent 5. All right, where can everybody get you on the socials?
You can find me on X at DC Cortez. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me Flaming Liberal on Blue Sky at DC.
All right, you can find the show and me on Twitter at our finest Instagram at you can find us every Thursday night. You're on Beltway Radio and beyond. I'm Chip. That's Bryan. BlackLiq is here. You've been listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Sweet. Beyond obsessed with listening.